and welcome back to Reading Homestuck. We've got June, we've got Arthur, and we've got Amin, but we are not going to be reading Homestuck today. No.
What?
Instead...
Wild.
Insane.
Right,
I'm
Instead...
mouthful of pizza, I can't respond.
What?
What the
I
fuck?
had a mouthful of pizza.
Come on, man.
I'm hungry, it's time.
It's nowhere near lunchtime. It's 3:30 in the afternoon.
Whoa,
Yeah,
you can't just dox what time we record.
I don't think that counts as
illegal.
doxing!
Oh wow,
Like,
dating the
that's
video,
nowhere
dating the
near
video, wow. Wow, dating the video.
Whoa. You
Hold
don't
on,
know.
hold on.
In the
It's not
future, someone
dating.
could
Timing.
Dating the video, that's not bad.
someone could figure out what. Someone could triangulate our position through time loops and fucking find us.
Time... What?
I don't know.
So welcome
What do you
everybody
mean
to
time
Reading
loops? They
Homestuck.
already know we live in England! There's a
We're
lot of
already on our
England!
bullshit.
You wouldn't get it.
We're already
You wouldn't get
on
it.
just all of our bullshit.
Yep, the bullshit is active. Arthur's eating. June has
But it's
smoked
lunchtime.
meth. I don't know. What?
It's
It's not!
not.
It's not!
Fine, you want me to
remotely.
be on my substances? I'll get my substances.
Go get your substances then!
Let's add some left. Fuck it.
This is gonna
Okay.
be the third time we attempt this fucking intro.
No. We've done the intro. This is in the
Oh, we're keeping
episode
it in,
now,
okay.
baby. We're
Okay,
keeping
cool,
it.
cool.
We're keeping it in. Right. So,
I'm starting my drinking early. Fuck it.
all right.
Oh,
We ballin'. So, today
Come on.
we're going to be figuring out what class and aspect we all are, and also, do we belong to Piss Town or Lean World?
Piston or Leanville?
Yeah. I guess. Right. So, before we begin, though, are there any particular results we think we're gonna get or hope we're gonna get? Let's have a hypothesis conclusion set up here.
I don't really know what the aspects are, but I have an insight into myself that I have recently learnt about, which is a couple days ago while drinking, because the exam season was about to start, and I was like, I'll celebrate, because I won't be able to for a while. I put a third gin and 2/3 water into my water bottle, and forgot. and it's just been like on the side of my room for a while, and I keep forgetting,
forgot.
and then having a sip, and then being like, oh, fuck, yeah, okay, yeah, right, yeah, I forgot about that.
And then you don't do anything about it.
I was gonna say, and you
that's-
put it back down.
Yeah.
You just don't empty it.
No, I have a different water bottle that I drink water out of while I remember, and then sometimes when I absent-mindedly forget and reach for the
I
regular
honestly
water bottle.
thought you were gonna say that you just like brought it into an exam and got drunk during the exam there.
So,
Oh.
so the conclusion we can get from this is either A, Arthur has severe short-term memory loss, or B, Arthur is actively going out of his way to prank his future self by just
I
putting
think-
it back.
Yeah. That one's a bit funny. No, to be fair, I do keep laughing whenever I do it, so I'm like, it's kind of funny, though. It's kind of
It
funny.
is pretty. It is
Like,
kind
it
of funny.
was pretty funny doing it. Like, it was a good joke, to be fair. I got myself, I'll
Someone
admit
is
that.
calling me. I'm gonna just let that ring.
Okay.
If
Do
you
don't recognize
Amin
it.
and
like
June,
it,
do
then
you
you
have
should have
any?
put a ring on it.
Amin and June, do you have any results that you think you're gonna get or hope you're gonna get?
I would
In
have
any
to
of this.
understand what the fuck is going on to make predictions.
That
So
is a
I'm
good point.
just gonna be like, look, whatever happens, happens.
Oh my god.
What do you
Oh my god, my man's been watching Cowboy Bebop.
And
I mean,
June?
hasn't been watching Cowboy Bebop.
June, do
I'm
you
just
have any
making-
results you're hoping for, or think you're gonna get?
Nah, I'm too chaotic to take a fucking guess.
Alright, sweet. All of us are going into this with absolutely no expectations and no
Honestly,
idea
if
what
you set no
hypothesis
expectations,
bit go,
you don't
huh?
get disappointed.
That's a good point. That is a good
I'm actually going to come out of this with all 12 zodiac signs and whatever the best class is.
He's
the you're gonna come
I'm
out of
the
this with
avatar.
the best aspect and the best class.
It's literally, it's gonna
And
say
every
you
zodiac
class,
sign,
winner,
both
aspect,
moons.
God. The winner,
The
God.
winner of
gonna
God.
become fucking ultra solids.
You three, you're all gonna come out of it with the loser of nerd. Get
Fuck
fucked.
you. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
loser of nerd.
Boy, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you, dad. Alright.
Boy, fuck you.
We ready?
Oi, what's going on here? Fuck you. You
we
got
all
a
ready?
tell me to fuck off.
Are we all ready to begin the quiz?
Yeah.
Oh,
Arthur, I'm begging you to get a quieter chair.
I wish I could, but it's
man.
like, it's
Or just-
expensive and old.
Oil it, at least, please.
No, it is oiled. It just, like, I have put, like, lots of oil on it. It's so oily that when I touch it, it's just, like, rickety and old.
It's oily like those like Turkish oil wrestlers.
Jesus.
Yes.
I'm
sure.
sorry, June. I do not have the same search history that you do. What the fuck is a Turkish oil wrestler?
Questions for
They-
later.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Alright. It's just you and me now, audience. Until I cut to someone else, which will probably be for comedic effect midway through.
Let's be the lover. Yeah. Finally, those fucking guys are gone. Jesus Christ.
okay. So I guess I do this now. I do that. Yeah. Fuck it, we bowling.
Right. So, as I explained before, I have truly and absolutely no idea what's going on. So, we're gonna see how this goes. Broken down into 12 color categories called sign classes. Each of those contain 24 unique signs. In order to discover your true sign, you must identify 2 additional qualities about yourself which are unique to the extended zodiac. The first is your lunar sway, a designation which says things about your perspective on life. There are 2 possibilities for lunar sway. The second is your aspect, the ruling force over your personal narrative. Think of it as the source of your power, the way you move through the world. There are 12 possible aspects. Lunar sway and aspect are assigned based on character traits and tendencies, and in order to determine yours, you will need to take a couple of brief personality tests. You will then be identified by one of the 288 signs of the extended zodiac. Wow, 288. I bet Arthur's gonna get the best one, if there is a best one of that 208. Jesus Christ. Your true sign will include a much more specific and personal astrological profile than your birth sign alone conveys. To find out what your true sign is, take the test now. It's time, ladies, gentlemen, and all those in between. Let's take the test.
Okay, so. Sign class, Virgo.
I'll just go with the one that I was like born. No, I'll just go with the one from the one I'm born on. Yeah, I'll do that. I think that's probably right. Am I doing this right? Don't tell me in the comments. Like, get in the comments. Tell me if I'm doing that right.
My sign is Aries. I know that one now.
Okay, this is difficult because I am actually a cusp Aquarius Pisces, which I learned recently. But I think I've always thought of myself as an Aquarius. Just because that's what I was always told. So, Violet Aquarius it is. It's also my favourite colour of the lot.
Find out which... Continue taking the test. That bodes well. Steady and patient, jade signs are the caretakers of the sign class spectrum. They hold themselves and others to exacting standards, but are nevertheless incredibly effective and creative. Empathy comes naturally to them. They are born healers. You will learn more about what it means to be a jade sign when you see the final results of the test. Now you will need to determine lunar sway. This test tells you whether you are a prospect dreamer or a durst dreamer. Either one says something about your perspective on life and the world around you. Finding out your lunar sway is one of two critical pieces of information needed to determine your true sign. For each question below, choose the answer that most closely reflects your perspective. Give me a drink here. It's water, unlike June. Some people on the internet, you know, are negatively discussing something you hold dear. You could just let it slide, or you could get in there and defend it with your life. How do you respond? I'll leave it alone and rejoin the conversation when the topic is past. I'll stay out of it for the most part, except possibly to correct some factual errors I might notice, which could be negatively influencing their view on the thing I like. Chime in with my opinion, stating that I like the thing, but I won't really argue about it, to each their own. Jump in and defend the thing, stating why I like it and why their criticism is wrong, but I won't take it too far. And I will die on a hill for the things I like. I love to argue in their defense. It's part of the fun of having passion for things. I think probably it's got to be either B or C for me, honestly. Yeah, I'd probably just pop in. Oh yeah, I like that.
I guess. I don't fucking know.
So I'm rusty. Yike. Choose signs on the signs below to find out which. Continue taking the test. That one was quite cool. That's kind of devilly. That's quite fun. That's nice. That's like nice and simplistic. That one's like a better version. That one's wild. That one's a bit too much. That one's quite nice. That's really nice, actually. It's like the reverse. Muggers. Pattern recognition. Alright. Negatively discussing something you hold dear. You could just... Shall I read these aloud? Can't be asked. Jump in and defend the thing. Fuck it. Leave it alone. I'll rejoin the conversation when the topic is past. Probably wouldn't rejoin. I don't know. Maybe. No, because I like defending my stuff. But also, I don't really care to argue unless it's with somebody I like. I'll stay off for the most part, except possibly to correct some factual errors I might notice, which can heavily influence the thing I like. Oh, actually, yeah, that's actually 100% what I do. I'm just like, well, you're a fucking idiot. That's completely wrong, you goon. I jump in and defend the thing, stating why I like it and why the criticism is wrong, but I won't take it too far. Now, you see, sometimes I die on the hill, but often I'm actually correct because I'm the best. So, you know. No. Kind of depends. If it's random people, I'll ignore it completely. If it's my friends, I will die on the hill. So, some people on the internet you know, sure, I'll say it's my friends, and yeah, I'll die on a hill, but I love my shit. If I like something, it's because I have formed an opinion about it. I don't like things that I don't form an opinion on. You know? Like, in order to fully enjoy a show, I like to dissect the show as I go along.
Eccentric and naturally contrary. Violet signs will never do the popular thing. They are friendly and personable, though often intense, anxious to apply their unique creativity skills to charitable and humanitarian causes. You will learn more about what it means to be a violet sign when you see the final results of the test. That's actually quite interesting, because I never really thought much of zodiac. Like, I didn't discount it entirely, because, you know, I am a mere human and do not have the answers to the universe. But, like, it's interesting that it specifically says humanitarian, because I've always been interested into going to, like, human rights. Okay, well, look, I have always been a vehement believer that unless somebody wants to or is open to changing their opinion, you will not be able to persuade them. If somebody doesn't want to change, they won't change, and that is their prerogative. And if we're honest with ourselves, often people on the internet don't want to change. They have no interest in it. They just enjoy arguing without having to put a face to their arguments. However, having said that, I think it would be... I do not think that I would be able to watch people lie about something I like, or, because, you know, in that situation I'm assuming they're lying, but they could just be wrong, and in which case correcting them could persuade them to a certain side, because that might be what they're hinging their point on. So I think I'm going to go for B, because I don't think anything past B is something that's, like, I don't know, true to who I am.
You are all set to cook dinner when you realise you are missing a couple of key ingredients from the recipe you're using. What do you do? Probably... Yes, toss out the recipe completely and wing it, find the different recipe that you have all the ingredients for. Honestly, depends on what I'm cooking, if it's something I've made before, etc. I think I'd probably follow the recipes like a guideline, you know.
Don't follow recipes? Shit. Yes, honestly, that's the closest.
Toss out the recipe, completely wing it. I mean, kinda, but let's move on. Find a different recipe that you have all the ingredients for. It honestly depends on what I'm cooking, if it's something I've made before, etc. Follow the recipe, but make a couple substitutions. Use it as a guideline. Go to the store and get the ingredients. Now, this is interesting, because in this situation I am specifically following a recipe. So, under that, because the reason I wanted to pick A is because I very, very rarely cook with a recipe. I almost always just wing it. But if I'm following a recipe and I found I don't have certain ingredients, I will almost definitely just make a couple substitutions. Because, you know, when you've been cooking for long enough, you learn... In my family, we call it the taste of your mouth. It's basically, you can think about how flavors will go together better, if that makes any sense.
You're all set to cook dinner when you realise you're missing a couple of key ingredients. I've never used a recipe in my life. I'm an amazing chef, but not always. I'm the best, worst chef in the world.
If you're meeting online friends in person for the first time. Only excited, we already know and like each other, nothing to worry about, quite positive, things are probably going to go fine. Good, but you'll see how things go, hard to say until you met someone, a bit nervous, like them, looking forward to it, yeah. I think and anxious, even though you, yeah. I think I'd probably feel pretty. I'd be like, yeah, it's good. You know? Although, actually, realistically, I think it would probably be D, now that I think about it.
No, I'm definitely either B or C. Because I am somebody who believes that there is never nothing to worry about. Because this is... I'd make a guess, and I could entirely be wrong, but I'd make a guess that this was written by somebody who generally does not fear meeting strangers online, which honestly sounds like a cis man. But having said that, I was born male, so I also don't really worry about that kind of thing as much, at least. But I definitely agree that it's hard to say how things will go until you've met someone, because in-person and online are very different. So I'm gonna go C.
Right. How do you feel about meeting her? Good, but I'll see how things go, because some people are weird. No, because quite often I quite like. And of course, we,
Yeah, I guess.
You're having a hard time grasping a topic in a class that everyone else seems to be fine with. You raise your hand immediately to straighten things out, probably just misheard or tuned out for a few minutes. Lean over and ask a friend, they'd probably be happy to explain it to you. Email the professor or attend their office hours, no point in interrupting the class. Do research on your own, you're more than capable of figuring this out. Do some thinkings and surmise that the class and the professor are wrong about the topic. No, I'd lean over and fucking ask a friend. Who the fuck does 5 here? Who the fuck does E? What is it? Oh, I don't get it. You're wrong. You're incorrect. You're not you're wrong about this topic that you have that you're a professor in. What the fuck?
Yeah, honestly, that's what I tend to do.
you're having a hard time grasping a topic in class that everyone else seems fine with. You raise your hand immediately. Yeah. That's probably what I'd do. But I have asked in lectures before. It's a difficult one because I'm so clever, so I don't not get things, of course. I've got to have my camera on because you can't tell I'm fucking... You can't tell it's a joke because when I'm joking, I fucking move my hands around like I'm a fucking cartoon character.
You know, I'd continue reading, but to be honest with you, it's A every day. I don't get why somebody wouldn't just raise their hand. Like, I understand if somebody has social anxiety or anxiety of any kind, because that can be really difficult. But for me, A every day. I'm just going to raise my hand. Because often you'll find that people have the same question that you do.
You start taking lessons to learn something you've wanted to do for a while, a language class, art class, bartending lessons, etc. But decide a few weeks in that it definitely isn't your thing. You decide to stick it out though. Why? Now the problem here is I've been in this situation and just didn't stick it out. I just read, nah, it's not for me. I'm out. And I just left. But I feel like if I were to stick something like that out, It would probably just be sunk cost fallacy, honestly.
Anyway. You start taking lessons, learn something you wanted for a while, language class, and art class, botany lessons. Yeah. That one's psychopathic. It's self-awareness is important, but that's like the opposite of self-awareness. It's like conforming to an idea of yourself you have and not actually being who you are. You're mentally ill. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, honestly, you may as well finish it if you put the time into it. That's why you quit at the beginning, if you don't like it. Because then you haven't learned anything, you're just like, nope, don't like this, fuck off. Most because you can usually get a refund.
No, I think if one decides that they do not like something and continue with it out of fear of not knowing themselves, I think that is a sign that somebody doesn't really know themselves very well, because it would be better for them to stop, in my opinion. But in this situation, I have decided to continue, and if this is like you've paid for the whole however many sessions, and you know the money's already gone, you might as well get what you paid for. I think that's the one that I agree with the most. It's either C or D, because generally I am not one that is like, I don't easily walk away from things, even though I know it's better to sometimes, but you know, we're all human, we're all flawed. But to be honest with you, I think B would be the more persuasive thing. Less on time, though, because I don't think you've wasted the time you spent at learning something. Anyway,
when you're on a holiday, do you prefer to leave your itinerary mostly up to chance, or do you plan it out ahead of time? No planning, it's a holiday. Who wants a schedule? Yeah. Plan out a few key things, but mostly play it by ear. That would be me, definitely. That's your boy.
When you're on holiday, do you prefer to leave your itinerary mostly up to chance, or do you plan it out ahead of time? A, no planning, it's a holiday. Who wants a schedule? B, you plan out a few key things, but mostly play it by ear. C, you could go either way, depends on the situation and where you're going. D, having a few things left open is fun, but for the most part you'd like to plan it. And E, thorough planning, hard to relax unless most things are considered in advance. I'm definitely a C. No question. It's very much the idea of like, it depends where I'm going. If I'm just going to like, I don't know, a beach holiday or something, then no, I'm not going to plan anything. I just want to sit on the beach. But if it's like an activities holiday or somewhere you have to book restaurants and stuff, like, I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't make plans. People make plans for me. And I just am dragged along. That's me. I've only made one plan one time, and but like that's because it was just so I could have one specific item like sorted.
When you're on holiday, do you prefer to leave your itinerary mostly up to chance, or do you plan it out ahead of time? No planning? Plan out QC things. For a holiday, though, you need to know where you're going to be on certain days, but you don't need to plan out what you're doing on those days. You just, it's a QC thing. There's a few key things. Yeah. It depends. If it's like, if I'm going somewhere, yeah, I'm planning. If I'm not going anywhere, no planning. Fuck it. I'm doing whatever I want.
A friend of yours and someone you don't know are caught up in a heated argument. They've asked you to help facilitate. You want to support your friend, but after hearing both sides, you actually agree with the stranger. How do you choose who to support? Side with your friend all the way. Friendship is more important than the truth. Highlight anything about your friend's side. that you do agree with, but tactfully don't mention the rest. Look for a neutral angle that supports both sides in a different way. Delicately disagree with your friend while doing everything you can show... While doing everything you can show you still support them. And you fully side with a stranger. The truth is important, even if it risks hurting friendship. I'd say D. You know, because if a friend's wrong, I'm going to point it out, but I'm not going to be like an active dick about it, you know? I'm not going to just be like, you are incorrect! I ain't going to do that. Unless they're really wrong.
I mean, unless they're like fucking arguing for some fucking like bad vibe shit, I'd probably do that. Probably. I don't fucking know. I've never been in that situation. I don't think. I don't remember.
Rosals. They've asked you how to facilitate. You want to support your friend, but no. No, actually, no. I tell my friend they're wrong. I tell my friends they're wrong when they're wrong. It's like, I think it's more important to be honest with your friends and show that you genuinely respect them enough to disagree with them. If you can't disagree with a friend, you're in trouble because, you know, an important thing about friendship is the ability to give and take. And if you can't, you know, give different opinions and take away opposite things from a situation, you're not really friends. You just like being with someone similar to you, kind of thing. Like, if you can't deal with differences in people, you're not really friends with them. Or you know, it's my humble opinion that's right, of course, because I'm the best.
Now, they've used the phrase heated here. So, if I get the intonation, if I get the feeling that something is about to go down, I guess, if the argument is about to escalate, then I'm definitely siding with my friend, because then, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm not letting somebody hurt my friend. But I'm assuming in this situation it stays at the conversational level, and they're trying to get to the bottom of things. I think personally that it is a disservice to your friend to continue letting them believe something that you believe is wrong, because in future there might be a situation where they rely on that information and it messes them up. So I am definitely somebody who would disagree with them, but I don't know whether or not I would wait until after, just as like a respect thing. Like, let the conversation finish, as it says in C, give a neutral answer, and then talk to them afterwards and be like, hey, I wanted to support you there, but I actually think X, Y, and Z. Although, having said that, it's between C and D. I'd love to hear audience opinions on this one, because I think this one is quite polarizing, because I know different people in my life would answer this very differently. I mean, my instinct is to go with delicately disagreeing because of the reasons I've stated, but I can definitely understand if somebody chooses a neutral angle and then just waits till afterwards, because I think that's very respectful. I also think it depends on the friendship. Anyway.
You have a very important message to write over email or some other text communication method. It's a sensitive matter difficult to compose, possibly of an emotional or confrontational nature. When you're done writing, you're about to hit the send button. What next? Click immediately. Better to get it over with and over and done quickly. Not just yet. You give it one more read, maybe change a couple of things, then send it away. After giving it a read, he decided to take some time and come back to it later with fresh eyes. Maybe have a friend read it too before sending. That one. It just is that one.
Quite a way through. Right. You have a very important message to write over email or some text communication. Sensitive matter. Yeah, I'll reread.
How lovely communication. I hate that. I don't usually wait that long. I think.
Right. I have a hot take on this one. I don't even think it's that hot, but I think it's hot in terms of this. I do not think anything emotional or confrontational should be said over any text-based communication. Always should be said in person if possible, or even over a phone call, FaceTime, whatever you can do. Because so much of human communication is non-verbal, and it can be misconstrued in 100 different ways. I think it is always better to get face-to-face with somebody, or as close as you can to it. Now, in this situation, we are saying that I am going to send it. So, being somebody who always gets second opinions on everything they do, I think it's a sign of potentially misplaced confidence if somebody denies feedback on things. I think it's overestimating one's own abilities. And you're removing your ability to hear other opinions. I don't think that's constructive in any way. Anyway, I just think so. Here, I think I'm definitely going C.
And submit. Durs. I am from feckin' Lean World, baby. Durs streamers are skeptical, restless, and prone to rebellion. Valuing rational thought and calculation, they tend to know themselves far better than they know the world around them, finding it difficult to live in the moment. You will learn more about what it means to be a Durs streamer when you see the final results of the test.
Oh, Biztown. Lovely.
And we are submitting. My Lunar Sway is Prospect. I wish I knew what that was.
I'm a piss man! Woo! Alright, cool. Prospect dreamers are intuitive, flexible, and accepting. They tend to live in the moment and are able to adapt to situations as needed. They prefer to solve problems with creativity rather than cold logic. Meh. I think I'm actually the best of both because I'm the best. But whatever, you know. Don't ask me.
Now you will need to determine your aspect. The result of this test tells you whether your aspect is breath, blood, life, doom, light, void, time, space, heart, mind, rage, or hope. Now, I think this is quite interesting because I have already been assigned the Sylph of Hope as part of this, and I believe Knight of Mind as well. Great compliments, by the way. Thank you very much for those who said that. So I'd love to see how accurate you guys were in terms of this one.
Think about your life as if it's a story and you're the main protagonist. Do you tend to view yourself as a lone hero who along the way meets other supporting characters who only have a tangential relation to your personal journey? Or do you view yourself as just one hero in an ever-shifting ensemble of important protagonists? Loner hero all the way, often lone hero, not always, either one, can't say for sure. Often part of an ensemble, not always, part of an ensemble all the way. I feel like... Okay, we're getting to the point where these questions are becoming a little difficult. And this one in particular, a little loaded, given I'm still in a call with the other members of this show's ensemble cast. So I feel like I am still often part of an ensemble. Not just because, again, I'm in a Discord call with the other 3 members of the of this show's ensemble. But yeah, I feel like often part of an ensemble fits.
It's me! Often a lone hero. I don't know, like, you are the main character of your own life because everything is from your perspective, and it takes a long... It's a very difficult thing when you're raised in a way, like in the modern age, it's very difficult for people that are raised in a certain way to realise that, like, a lot of the decisions they made are because it's only from their perspective, and they need to consciously think about things from other people's perspectives. And it was a difficult thing for me to come to terms with, but I did, and it's you know, it sounds like basic empathy to people who have figured it out, but it can be difficult when you're raised in a certain way. You stop putting those things as important. You're kind of taught that it's about, you know, you've got to achieve, everything's about you. It's an individual. You are the individual. You're important. You're special. You're unique. And there's not enough kind of a focus on community and caring about thinking about things from other people's perspectives. And we're never taught that. And so if you don't figure it out from having an event that will help you figure it out, you won't learn. But yeah, anyway, yeah.
See, I think this is a very interesting question because it really puts you in the supposition that you are assuming that you are the main character. Like, I know I said that earlier, but that was actually a joke, and the fact that it came up is funny, to be honest. Anyway, but I have always been of the opinion that every person has their own story. But I think when you grow up a bit, you realize that your story is a footnote in history, a footnote in the lives of everybody else around you. And I think opening yourself up to the idea that you are just one of many specks of dust on a random ball of rock floating through space that magically had water on it. I think it really leads to a more open and humble outlook on life. So I've always seen myself as part of an ensemble. Having said that, though, I do feel as though there are portions of the story where you are a lone hero. Like, it really feels like it's just you against the world and you have to fight tooth and nail. So I'm stuck on this one. But thankfully, it lets me do a cop-out and goes either one. Can't say for sure. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on that, because I think it tells a lot about a person to see how you view yourself in your own life in relation to everyone else's.
I don't like being alone. But, like, I need alone time, I guess? I don't know.
When you want to help someone accomplish something and they don't know what they're doing, are you inclined to show them how to do it, or are you inclined to make them feel motivated and inspired to do it? Well, I typically find when it comes to accomplishing a task, particularly when it comes to, like, because in my experience, I've only really done this kind of thing when it comes to helping out people like my grandmother with, like, technical problems of, like, oh, how computer work, you know? I feel with that sort of thing especially, but with other things as well. So long as there's, you know, measures in place so that if they fuck up royal, there's not going to be a catastrophe. it's usually better to, like, play around with things, to fuck about a little, so that you can figure out, like odd tangent story here, but I know how to use PowerPoint really well because I built a fucking video game in it. Do not ask me how I did that, but I did. Hyperlinks attached to moving objects and shit. But, yeah, I find motivating... I feel like motivating some... I'd help them a little, obviously. Help them with, like, the basics. But once they've got the absolute basics down, fuck about, have a goal, you know, think, I want to do this with this. And then do it. And if you find a problem, fuck about, try and find a system to, you know... Try and find a way to get to the goal. Even if the end result is a little slapdash, a little not well put together. If it's poorly put together, work on making a better one next time. Rinse, repeat. That's how I done it with the channel.
Talking cyber 6 years on the line. No dis.
Like, either way, I don't know. It depends on if I know the subject or not. Do I know? No, it doesn't. Unless am I reading? The fuck? Yeah, I'm reading.
Fire, get the satellite if you wanna see me. Alright, 2. When you want to help people accomplish something and they don't know what they're doing, are you inclined to show them how to do it? Yes. I'm going to show them. I'm going to tell them, you can do it. You've got this. You know, you've got the idea of how to do it. You know what you're doing now. You've walked it through. If you don't get it, we can do it again. You know, we can do a few together. It's just, you can't do one without the other. There's no way to teach somebody something. You have to both show them and motivate them. If you've shown somebody without motivating, they don't want to do it. If you've motivated somebody without showing them, they're stuck. This is a stupid question. Anyway, yeah.
See, this one's... I mean, like, I feel like I've said this one's difficult to every question, but... They've said they don't know what they're doing. So... I think it comes back to that idea of... I'll take an old saying and maybe adapt it a little bit for this question. It's the whole, like, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, feed him for the rest of your life. Sorry, for the rest of his life. But then in this situation, they're also going, motivate him to learn how to fish on his own. And I don't know what the outcome of that would be. Because in my head, that could either be, and watch the man starve, or instill him with the confidence that he can learn. Because it is all about how that happens. So personally, I think I'd lean towards showing them. But I think there is definitely merit in having somebody figure out how to do something on their own. Especially when people are younger.
When you are learning about a new subject or reading a fantasy story, do you feel a strong desire to know everything about it and have all your questions answered, or are you more compelled or inspired by the feelings of mystery surrounding not knowing everything? Well, hello and welcome back to Garntharm. No, I think, being serious, I feel like I'm chill not knowing all the answers, I feel. I don't have to know everything. I am not Matthew Patthew. You know, a bit of mystery is good. You know? some of the basics. It's also, I feel like it's fun to just fill in the gaps yourself a little bit.
See, thankfully, this one's very clear for me. I'm one of those people that I just need to know. And it's not, and the issue is on A, it specifically said, and I'm obsessive about it, because I've never found myself being obsessive about anything, but I am definitely one of those people. It's like, no, I want to have the answers. I can live without them, but I really want them. So I'm definitely B.
When you were learning about a new story or subject you're reading, it's trying to decide on it. Yeah. I'm drawn towards no. I think the best part of a lot of stories is the learning. Once you know, some things can lose their charm. Like if you've ever heard of the Magnus Archives, I was got to listen to that by a friend. I found the charm of the show was really all about learning what's going on, and once I learnt, I didn't really care as much. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Or I don't know, like Berserk. I loved learning kind of what was going on bit by bit reading that. It really enjoyed me, and every time I read it, like, it's never going to be as good as that time when I was learning. Now I'm just enjoying the art and appreciating the art, and by God, am I just uncomfortable with the amount of sexual assault in that manga. It really is too much. But anyway, that's another point. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I would like to know, but I don't want to be told everything. I like Dark Souls. I want to know, but I don't want to be told it. I want to have to learn it myself and figure it out, and then have some things confirmed. I think that's the best way to put it.
I like knowing about stuff. Not knowing stuff just makes me add, like... I mean, it keeps me reading, but, like... I like knowing, but, like... I don't need to know. Enjoy something.
When you hear someone explaining something to someone else in a way that is questionable, or in a way that makes you suspect they don't fully understand the subject they're explaining, are you more inclined to teach them everything you know about the subject, set the record straight, or just cast doubt on the misinformation without offering much in the way of a correction? Well, honestly, with this sort of stuff... Yeah, honestly, I feel like... Okay, we got jump right in, set the record straight on everything, provide a correction or two, won't get carried away, stay out of it, wouldn't be too specific, let people know it sounds fishy, and wouldn't bother re-educating people, but I'd absolutely punch as many holes in their story as I could. I think... Yeah, honestly, I can't be asked I can't be fucked teaching people often, you know? Because honestly, when it comes to misinformation and stuff like that, I've very much come to the conclusion it does not matter. Like, there was actually a psychological study, I believe, that, like, scientifically proved if somebody is misinformed on something and buys into it because they want to buy into it, especially, or because someone on their side or whatever buys into it, you're not going to convince them. If anything, you're going to make them believe in the wrong thing even harder. So, E all the way on that one.
Yeah, like, don't be a douchebag, but be like, are you sure you know it? Are you sure? Kind of thing. Because I can do that, though. I have a bad habit of, if I think I know something, I can sound very confident about it. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't like jumping in too much because that's annoying.
I don't think that I could have... I don't think I could just sit there and be like, no, this is wrong, and then not offer something. So I think I'd probably jump in, to be honest with you, because it's one of those things where it's like, I respect that you're trying to help somebody, and I want to help you do that, but I'm also not just going to let you sit there and mislead them.
If you could choose one ability, which would it be? The ability to travel to any period in history on Earth at will, past or future, or the ability to safely travel, such as on a nice ship, anywhere in the universe at will instantly. I'm leaning towards space travel, honestly. Actually, nah, fuck that. No. No, time travel... Time travel could be neat. But honestly, like, if it's traveling to the past to stay there for an extended period of time, the past sucks ass. The past sucks shit. Space travel... I wanna see the fucking Orion Nebula up close or some shit. I wanna see the fucking fingers of God. I wanna see so much. I wanna find aliens and shit. I don't know. But time travel would definitely... I mean, I'm a fucking Doctor Who fan. Honestly, the fact that I'm not here is... It shows character growth. Of having realised, oh yeah, the past sucks dick and balls. Why would I go there?
Time travel, easily. So, I don't know if the universe is... Like, you don't know if there's aliens. There probably are, but they'd probably be terrified of you. And so yeah, time travel easily. That'd be amazing.
Around the universe, well, instantly. I'm lazy, but time sounds cool. I'll admit it, I'm lazy. Which is on a nice ship. Fuck, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I see, this is one of those things that makes me think this was written by a cis man, because time travel isn't really great for anybody that wasn't a white cis man for a decent amount of history, at least in the West. So I'm definitely gonna go with travel anywhere. Because, like, the people were bad, and I know you can't hold historical figures to modern morals, but that doesn't mean that their actions are excused, and I don't really want to be around that.
If you're working on a project, something you're doing for yourself, not for anyone else, are you obsessively focused on the end result of the project, or are you enjoying the process regardless of how it turns out? Well, this is topical, because that's what I'm going to be doing with this video at some point in the next few days. End result is easily the most important thing. Result is very important, but I would like to enjoy it along the way too. Result and process are equally important. Enjoying the process is very important, but would like to feel worthwhile at the end too. Enjoying the process is easily the most important thing. I think... Okay. I feel like, honestly, result and process are equally important to me. At this point. Because it's like... the result is very important. Definitely, obviously. You know, I'm a fucking content creator. But, like, I make shit on the internet, you know? So, for other people to view. So the end result is obviously very important. But I have deleted multiple videos because the process just ain't fun. Like, long-time viewers of the channel, I'm talking long-time viewers, may remember I used to have a video up of me, June, and Arthur reading the first chapter of Tales Gets Trolled. Very heavily censored, of course. But I just didn't enjoy making that video. And the result was good. The result was good. Like, so good, it nearly overtook episode 1 in terms of its views. But, like, episode 1 of Reading Homestuck in terms of views. But I just didn't enjoy the process so much that I just took it down. I would not let that shit overtake the thing that I actually really did enjoy doing. So I think, yeah, C there. Maybe D, actually. No. God, I'm indecisive on this one. Fuck. I'll just go C. Just go C. It's the safe, like, middle of the road. It's good enough.
I think it depends on the project. I think, funnily enough, they've got an option that says the results and process are about equally important. I think they are, depending on the project, but I think enjoying it along the way is also extremely important. So we'll leave it there, especially if it's just for me.
No, result is very important. Enjoying the process is very important, but I want the ending to feel worthwhile. Which, it's like a game. It's like you're not playing a game to complete it, you're playing a game to enjoy it, kind of thing. Or you're reading a book to enjoy the book. It's not... But an ending can tie something together really well. It has to be satisfying, most of all. That's what it's got to be.
I like, the process is fun. It to be fun. It's better if it's fun, because then I don't like being... Then I'm not annoyed by the work that I have to do. I'm justifying myself. I don't know if people are gonna hear this. Maybe. Who knows?
Which option best describes what's more important to you? Understanding yourself and fully knowing who you are, or thinking rationally and making strong decisions? I'd say leaning towards understanding myself, you know? Because honestly, this is episode 100 and something in the teens of Reading Homestuck. I started this 2 and a quarter years ago. Rational thought? Why? Who gives a shit? Rational thought is not funny. Why would I want that?
I mean, I understand myself. I like understanding myself. If that wasn't obvious. Rationally is like also a good thing, but like I'm leaning towards like understanding myself.
All about knowing yourself, because I think knowing yourself helps you make good decisions, because without knowing yourself, you don't know your own biases. If you can tell, I'm speeding up a bit, but I truly believe that. I truly believe that if one does not understand their own biases, that they can never make a fully clear and logical decision.
You can... it doesn't matter if you understand yourself, but you can't think rationally, then you can't do anything with that understanding of yourself, and you're just going to be stuck, depressed that you get what's going on, but you can't seem to manage yourself. And if you're stuck being incredibly rational but have no self-awareness, you are just going to become like a Nazi or something. So no, neither. I don't want either of those things. I'd rather have a bit of both. There's no way to decide that. I don't... You'd either, be incredibly depressed or be a Nazi, and I don't really want either. I'd rather get... Yeah, I guess I'd rather be incredibly depressed than a Nazi, but, I'd rather be neither than that.
What idea is more interesting to you? The ability to fully understand your potential as a person, or the ability to fully understand all potential consequences of your actions before taking them? Well, I was a gifted kid in school, so my personal potential, I don't mean shit. But, frankly, this is 2 curses. Both... Editor me, make this both equally undesirable. I don't want either. But... I feel like if I had to pick... Make C undesirable, but... If I had to pick, I would go with... consequences of my actions. Actually, no. If I fully understand the consequences of my actions, I understand the full consequences of this show, which so far has been a lot of good things. So, that E, definitely.
Oh my god, fuck yeah.
Consequences of my actions easily. Like, action consequences, an important thing.
That is difficult, but I think seeing the consequences of my actions before doing them is better, because if I can pick correctly, then I will surely fill my potential as a person anyway. And I don't want, the universe or whatever's telling me to be like, you need to be this, or you could be this, and then if I don't achieve that for some reason, whatever happens along the way, just get really disappointed. I think I'd prefer to just be like, okay, everything I do, I know what's going to happen. The butterfly effect.
Which better describes your attitude and great conviction in certain beliefs or ideas that you're attached to, or casting strong doubts on beliefs or ideas you dislike? E, it's definitely doubt, honestly. My it's a lot of shit talking, but it's a lot of just I don't need or want to explain that.
Yeah. I mean, it's better to be, like, have conviction about stuff you do believe than, like, to fully, like... Because if you have no faith in your own arguments, then what's the fucking point?
I think having conviction in the beliefs that you like comes with having strong arguments and evidence for those beliefs, which I think in and of themselves can cast doubt on other beliefs. So I think conviction is the one for me.
What? Great conviction can be important, but it's important to know you can... Well, you not what? That one's just casting strong doubt on beliefs or ideas you dislike. Okay, that is, yeah, I get it. That's important. Like you've got to be like, if something's shit, it's shit, and make them aware of that. I too am partial to the anti-capitalist TikTok algorithm that exists, but equally, I don't like. I think you've got to know what you want and not just know what you hate. But and you also, but you can't be too like, just be like, I know what I like, even though you don't understand it. You've got to understand. You've got to be willing to change on your opinion. You can't just cast doubt on everybody else. You can't just believe in what you believe in. You've got to have an understanding of all the things. But I guess B would be a bit more important to me. You've got to know what you want more than hating everybody else. Like, if you could only have one, I'd rather you knew what you wanted rather than knowing what you didn't want.
Further, I feel. Okay, when circumstances are intolerably bad, which are you more inclined to do? Come up with the best alternatives or solutions, or work as hard as you can to make those happen instead, or don't worry about a better alternative, burn it all down, and whatever follows, you'll just deal with it as it comes. honestly, this is a deep cut. Yep. All I'll say is I've been in this situation and done E. And it brought me here, so it clearly works. For me. Don't do... Editor me, cut the part out where I turn that into where I tried to turn that into advice. It shouldn't be advice. It should not be advice.
What the fuck? Oh, pardon me. What's this? You have to have a solution. You can't just destroy something and be like, that'll work. You gotta know what you do next. I mean, like, even if the solution is it will be, you know, a little bit chaotic for a while and then we'll build something. As long as you can plan for that and have place, you can't just burn everything down and be like, fuck it, alright, we're done here.
Here we go. God, there's so many questions. Okay, there's only 12. And we are on question 10. When circumstances are intolerably bad, which are you more inclined to do? Come up with the best alternatives or solutions and work as hard as you can to make those happen instead, or don't worry about a better alternative, burn it all down, and whatever follows you'll just deal with as it comes. Now don't get me wrong, I am a fan of burning it all down. Burn it all down, but the key thing there is burn it down and build it better. And I think that is inherent in come up with the best alternatives or solutions. So I think for me, it's going to be alternatives and solutions. Yeah, I'm not doing a thing until I have a better solution in mind.
Oh my god, this is a tough one. This is a toughie. Okay, think? Yeah, thinking helps. She do? Fucking... What would she do? What would she do? She do? Burn it. Burn the bitch. Burn it to the ground. Fuck it.
If you see someone suffering, are you most inclined to do whatever you can to help them get better? Or is your instinct to... or is your instinct to relate to their suffering, to empathize, without necessarily considering how you can help? I feel like for me, it would be... My first impulse would probably be to empathize. And then I'd try and figure out how I can help, what I can do to help. You know, soothe in the moment, and then fix the situation later.
I like fixing things. It's better than trying to empathize because then I feel like shit, and I don't like that.
I used to be just thinking help man, but now I'm a bit better and I stop my, you know. You know, it's not I won't be able to stop myself from relating to the problem. It's that I will actively try to empathize with them because I'm not very good at it. But if I can think about it, I can help empathize and I can stop being a fucking like. Here's the solution to your problem. Don't care, you know, which is annoying in a lot of cases. Can be useful, but you've got to also be able to empathize and help somebody push through the emotions they're feeling, and then they can start dealing with it.
I think it depends on what the person wants. I think one of the most useful things I've found in all of my relationships, be that platonic or romantic, is asking if somebody's having a tough day or has encountered a problem. I think the most important thing you can do is ask, what can I do for you right now? How can I best support you? Do you want comfort? Do you want solutions? Do you want anything else? Like, I think it is about what they want, but purely in and of myself, I would probably want to give solutions. So I think I'll focus mostly on helping, but won't be able to stop myself from relating to the problem somewhat. Definitely.
Final question. Oh boy. 12. When someone suffers misfortune so terrible that you know there is nothing anyone can do for them, are you most inclined to feel horrible that nothing can be done, or feel resigned to the sense that this is the way of the world, and some things just can't be helped? Well, shit. Okay, this got depressing. This got sad as fuck. Feeling absolutely horrible that there's no way to help this person. Would feel bad there's nothing that can be done. Would probably accept there's no way to help though. Hard to say. Likely would feel somewhat resigned, but right away, but briefly might consider how to help. But no, it's not realistic. B. I think. B.
I don't know. Is it somebody I know? I'm going to feel the first one. It's hard to say. Yeah. Well, no, it's not hard to say. I know, but it depends on who they are. So I'll go hard to say.
Yeah, definitely A. Definitely A.
I think I'd feel horrible for them. Yeah, I think I would definitely try and think of solutions regardless. If somebody tells me there are no solutions, I will sit there and I will break my mind trying to think of one.
Ah. Rage.
Light. Okay.
I'm Hope. Oh my god, really? They gave me the good guy one? Wow. Wow, they gave me the Hope.
And here we are, submitting. My aspect is Hope. Well done to the first person that gave me a nickname on here. The Sylph of Hope. The Hope-bound hold deep convictions and are quick to aid those in need. They desire change for the better, and will put their substantial imaginations to use to dream up a better future. You will learn more about what it means to be hope-bound when you see the final results of your test. You now have enough information to determine your true sign. What is it? Tell me. Reveal my true sign.
Yo.
This is.
I got a really funny one.
Interesting. I'm gonna
Alright.
stop
Sorry.
looking at blue lobsters.
So real quick, have we all clicked the reveal my true sign button, or are we going to do the reveal in a moment?
Oh, I've already revealed.
I have
Already
clicked it.
Ah, fuck it then, alright.
Well, you should have organised that beforehand, man.
Yeah, tell us that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I should have
like-
I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first because I've got quite a funny one. I'll paste it in
Alright,
chat.
send the... Alright.
I got
Arnius.
So I got optimistic, like reckless and charismatic, and like hope hero complex fucking act. I got a suicidal hero complex narc type sign. Protagonist type thing. This sucks. They literally just set me out as like, you are the good guy main character, and I'm like, what is this?
You are a good boy, and it's like, no! This is interesting. This is
God.
interesting. So I'm going next then, because mine is is pessimistic and rage. We're opposites, buddy! Yo!
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah. Oh, I'm just like the good
caretaker.
guy.
Pessimistic, and then just, rage.
I'm
Yeah.
Mr. Rage.
I'm Mr. Rage.
I'm
Okay.
Mr.
I'm
Rage.
Mr. Rage.
June or
I'm
Ramin?
Mr. Rage.
I'm Mr. Rage.
Do you want to go first, June?
I'm Mr.
June or
Rage.
Ramin?
Yeah.
Who's next?
Yeah, I can go next. So I got this one.
Hang on. June.
Yeah.
June, that's what Frisker had, but it's the fucking I forgot the Ares version of Frisker's layout.
Oh shit.
That's cool.
I have no idea how that you guys are getting such a tight image of like the name, the sign, and then the little description. I have no idea how
I
you're
cropped
doing
it
that.
down in Word. I cropped it down in Word.
I knew it.
Yeah.
In
I
Word?
did, I cropped it down in Paint.
Yeah, I was about to say. Paint
Excuse
is
me
like,
while I crop it down in Word.
That is kind of based. I do respect
Based.
it.
I'm
though,
based.
I'm gonna
To
be
be
honest.
fair.
I'm gonna be honest. Word is just like the easiest way to crop things because I just have to write.
Thank you.
Wait,
Anybody
is
that gives me shit for cropping in Word can
No,
actually
I can
go
just
sleep.
I respect it, yeah.
I can
but
just
quickly-
take screenshots of shit of certain amounts of my screen in my browser, so
Yeah, I think I can. I just never
It's
do.
a
I think it's
fancy
just shift
Yeah.
doing the screenshot thing, but I just don't.
I got
I
the
just do the
bougie
Hoffman.
method.
We've
You
got
do
the
bougie
rich
method?
over here.
I always crop in Word.
Oh wait,
I'm
quickly,
waiting
does
for Word
anybody
to
have
load.
any parts of their like descriptions? Like I thought one that was really poignant for the aspect of hope that I was like, oh yeah, that kind of works. Is at their best, hope-bound are positive, caring, and warm, and at their worst, they can be narrow-minded and selfish. And I thought, yeah, that's a little bit fitting.
Yeah,
Not
for
a lot
me,
of it
I've
was.
got,
And I know it's like one of those things where it's quite often written to be kind of open-ended, so it fits a lot of people. But I thought that was quite poignant.
Yeah, fair enough. June,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
your
I got-
opinion of that?
Mine says like. My willingness to trust can get me into trouble, but I'm also incredibly resilient.
Bruh!
You just got called out,
But,
fam.
You got called out!
Their ability to bounce back from trauma and injury leaves them as the toughest side class on the spectrum.
What was
Is
that
that
last
right?
part?
Is
I
that-
couldn't
is
hear
that-
you through your own laughter.
The toughest sign class on the spectrum.
Is that for Rust?
Rust.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's quite poignant. That was quite amusing. It is just like Rust is just charismatic, reckless, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I'm go-
sorry,
I'm
yeah,
gonna-
and
I'm
Brazilian,
gonna-
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm hopeless. Let's be honest. I'm fucking hopeless.
Well, that's why Arthur's
Yeah.
I'm ready when you guys are.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
So apparently, I'm an actual philosopher. I don't know how
Aquarius.
this happened. I'm
Nice.
just Aquinas, the philosopher. This one
Lovely
is
to meet you.
fully.
I've never read anything you've written.
Fair enough. I was an old Christian boy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Arthur and
But
Amin
it
have the
is-
same setup.
You're like one thing away from fucking Eridan.
No, also, he is also one thing away from being Arthur, if you look.
Oh shit!
Yeah, why are we all
Well, that's
just
the
like,
thing.
I love hope. I love to be a good person. I love hope.
And then there's me.
Like we have fully been assigned like anime protagonist
Yeah,
energy.
you two are
Yeah.
you two are anime protagonists. June, how would you describe that?
I'm a little
traumatized.
Yeah, we've got two anime protagonists, traumatized and
Mr. Rage!
no. What?
Although-
No. What we've got is Amin and Arthur are standard shonen anime protagonists. June is traumatized, and I'm Vegeta.
Well, that's the thing, because it's quite interesting, because I remember when I first joined, somebody gave me the nickname the Sylph of Hope, and I quite enjoyed that, and I never thought it would come up.
That was
Thank you, Sushi. But having...
That was Sushi's first guess.
I just want to know, what does Aquarius actually say about you, like?
Yeah. What
I
does
mean,
it say
honestly,
about you?
pretty similar stuff to this. It's like very like open-minded, very chill, adaptable, personable, but there is also an inherent contrarianism.
So you've got the the more relaxed essence of like in the way that Aries combined with this kind of puts you in that active kind of forefront. I will charge myself into the way of danger. And get my own leg cut off kind of thing. Your one is more I will sit and I will kind of persuade the people to see that kind of thing.
Because this one specifically labels it as...
People.
What did you say, June?
I just make joking threats about hitting people I don't like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's persuasive, I suppose.
It's coercive.
There you go. But it's funny because this one specifically says it's the sign of the magician.
A borderline intimidation.
That's fun. I like that. Yeah, like the card.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you find your path. Yeah. What's your sign, Alex? What's it like? The sign of? Because mine's the sign of the heedless.
Oh, mine is the sign of the stringent.
Oh, what does stringent? Okay, I'm gonna Google what.
Fucking look up the definition of stringent. What's yours, Amir?
Because of regulations, requirements, or conditions, strict, precise, and exacting. So it's like, okay, good. I did have a right idea of it. I didn't want to just be wrong because I've had a few arguments about literal definitions recently, and it's like quite often I know the place you should use a word, but not necessarily the actual definition of it. I'm more I know about the subtext of it. But anyway, sorry. Stringent is like very must adhere to the rules set, and if people kind of deviate from them, they should be smitten down. The nail that sticks up gets hammered down, kind of thing. That's kind of the idea.
So the way that this one, or my one specifically, is described, like in their first sentence, it's specifically, forget marching to their own drum. Violets built their own drum. Sorry, forget marching to their own drummer. Violets built their own drum, and it's probably weird. And that describes me to such a frightening T, because if you tell me to do something, I want to do it less. And I know there's a lot of people that identify with that. But what really freaks me out is that it specifies politics and humanitarian causes are very often important. Now, that freaks me out because I want to go into human rights as a career.
Yeah.
And that's too specific.
I think it's quite interesting because a lot of it will hit. A lot of these kind of things, they'll have these one or two lines that hit you really heavily, and then the rest of it's like, yeah, maybe, sometimes,
Exactly.
But I think it's very nice to find those sort of lines because it's less of an exercise about finding out who you are and more of an exercise of self-reflection and you being like, yes, I do think that about myself, and I'm glad that I have found something I agree with about myself. I quite enjoy that.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna also say they're calling me out on how I get attracted to people, and I don't appreciate that.
You cut out a bit there. What? Attracted what?
The way the
Is this another Rust one? Is it Rust signs make great friends?
The cycle of excitement followed by crush expectations followed by quick recovery and a new flush of excitement.
Yeah.
So you mean a trauma bond? An abusive relationship.
Well, there was Arthur and League.
I get excited about like maybe wanting to start a relationship with someone, and then it's like, nope, they're already in a relationship. Fuck. Okay, I gotta keep going.
Yeah, the up and downs.
I don't know if you ever said, Amin. I don't know if you ever said, but you know the bit right below where it breaks down the name, the bit where it says sign of the something or sign of something.
Yeah.
What's yours say?
Magician, right?
Sign of the magician.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
I always knew that I'd be a magic user.
Nerd.
Party mage.
Right?
Party mage.
Nerd.
Party
Built
mage.
intelligence.
Nah, if anything, I'm a party
Nerd,
cleric,
built
thank you very
intelligence.
much.
Dweeb.
Nerd.
Dweeb.
I am a druid cleric. They're wisdom casters, thank you very much.
Okay, yeah. Built wisdom, cringe.
Built wisdom,
only
built different.
Healer.
I only built
healer,
constitution.
Party healer. Lol. Anyway.
It shows me
Forty
that you are a
Constitution, one
virgin
and
that
everything
you
else.
call clerics party healers. Clerics are not just healers, and for anyone that
I'm
plays
aware of
clerics
that.
out there,
I am aware
you do
of
not
that.
have
I
to
was
heal.
I'm
Nah.
aware of that. I was making the
know.
the blatantly obvious joke.
Don't worry,
the
everyone
making
comes
fun
in
of
for that
you train.
low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. We
Me
just
when the
last
fruit is
episode,
low-hanging.
as
So
a
low
joke.
hanging, I could literally grab it off of the branch and chuck it at someone's nuts.
It's a fucking vegetable.
It's so
fucking
low
thing.
It's a
hanging, I stood
fucking.
on it
You don't
earlier.
come here for the low-hanging fruit. You come here for the well-dug vegetables.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
love.
that
Alright,
shit is
what's this
subterranean,
next quiz,
baby.
then?
Okay,
Let's go.
Right, let me pull up the second quiz.
The second.
Second quiz.
Is this your like
Second
class now?
quiz.
Yes, this is time for the classes. So, yeah. Alright.
Mythological class quiz.
You just go straight. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll just go straight in
Alright.
and,
Right, mute in 3, 2, 1. Mute.
Bye.
Right, welcome back to the Void with me, your boy, your rage boy, apparently.
Bastards. Yes, I know. I was getting on the fucking quiz. Ugh. Never wait for me. Right. Fuck! Homestuck mythological class quiz. Do you and your friends share interests with each other? Yes. I am. I am always open to this. I've gotten several people into D&D recently. It's good stuff.
Your friends often share. You often try and share what you. You often try to share that which you think others would enjoy with them, and are often open to hearing what your friends' passions may be. Yeah.
You often try to share which you think would be. Yeah, I think that's. I'm trying. I'm girl bossing. Woo.
You often try to share that which you think your others would enjoy with them, and are always open to hearing what your friends' passions might be. I don't want to bother them most of the time. No, I think it is. No, I think number one would be my choice.
Two of your friends are bickering. Their argument seems to be escalating quickly, and you decide to intervene immediately. Jesus. No argument should jeopardize the unity of the team, and you're not risking things getting worse between them. Stay in the periphery of the argument. You will jump in if things start to get out of control, but for now, all you want is to know what's going on. Listen into their argument. If you find whatever they are talking about interesting or think you could offer your 2 cents on the issue, you will try to expose your thoughts. Diffuse the bickering before it escalates any further. There's way more important things to worry about than their silly argument, and they're starting to get a little bit on your nerves. See, I feel like the top one and the bottom one are very similar, but they're for different reasons, because personally my instinct would be to diffuse the bickering, but this one sounds a little more pragmatic and maybe a little bit selfish, considering the getting a little bit on your nerves and sort of disregarding their experience. But I don't like the idea of like only doing it so things don't get worse between them. I think that I'm gonna go with this one, only because I don't agree with the whole getting on my nerves thing, because I think people should be free to air out grievances.
I think... Yeah, I think B here.
Could be offensive bickering or arguments, yes. Right, well, Lamar, go. Probably it depends. If it's something I probably just don't do anything of those.
You're playing a game with an EXP-based leveling system. There's several diverse roles that can be useful in many different situations, but you can only have a limited number of partners in your party at any given time. How do you level up your characters? Try to give many characters enough attention and experience to keep a well-rounded, versatile team so that you may mix and match it as the situation demands. Focus mainly on your favorite characters, but try to keep a well-rounded team and some spare characters at a good level in case they are needed. You focus on a single team with your best fighters, and if you start having a hard time with a section, all you need to do is increase their level some more. One single team, but it's objectively the best possible combination of teammates, which you've min-maxed accordingly to get the most out of them in any situation, and leveled up beyond the required level in the current area already. See, now this is difficult because it depends on what game you're playing. Because if I'm like, I don't know, it says I'm playing a game, but if I'm like DMing a campaign and we're using EXP leveling, specifically to say 5e D&D, then my instinct is to give as many characters enough attention and experience as possible. Not right now. No problem. To give as many characters enough attention as possible, just because it's nice to have everybody in the spotlight for a bit. But if I'm playing something like Pokemon, I've already over-leveled, and I have as many perfect like type combinations as I can to mitigate. So I think it depends. It says you're playing a game, so I'm going to assume it's like a single-player one. I'm going to go with the Pokemon.
You're playing a game with an XP-based leveling system. There are so diverse roles. You only have a limited number of partners in your party at any given time. How do you level up your characters? You had a choice? I mean... Yeah, I usually do that.
Oh, I have my best fighters here. Fuck those guys.
No. I think probably go for favorite characters or. Because see, I don't play many RPGs like that, honestly. So I think I'd go for this one. Because that's just what I did when I played Pokemon. So.
After a small competition, your team manages to win and earn a small reward for your effort. Your friends insist that you were one who did most of the work, and as such you should keep the reward. What do you do? Grateful, but can't just take the reward from the rest like that. There are vital parts of the team, and you think there's someone more deserving of it than you. You accept the reward in the name of the team, but make it very clear that you wouldn't have been able to get far without their support, and thank them dearly. You refuse to accept full credit for the team and divide the reward equally among them. Accept the reward pridefully. You know you did your best, and it's well deserved. Okay, so I think with the reward, if you're in a small competition and a team manages to win, yes, you could have done the most, but there are definitely places where if you were on your own, you would have failed. So I think taking the award alone is out of the question. Honestly, I think just because, like, I'm part of a team and it's my friends, I'd probably do it equally, because rewards don't really matter to me very much.
Yeah. Bullshit.
I think if they're insisting that I have the reward, who am I to throw that back at them? But, like, you know, I'd let them know. Yeah, no. You did bits too. You ain't getting out of here with no credit.
Yeah, no. If it's a team, if we're in a team, I'm good shot. I read that right.
When when hardship comes your way, what do? You accept it as it comes, bear through, then pick yourself back up, or vent to your friends for support. Take it head on. Hardship only exists to toughen you up and weed out the weak. There's nothing you can't face if you're determined enough. You try to calm down and let everything slip away for a while. Need some time for yourself and focus on other things. You may get knocked down, but you will get back up soon after. Hardship is only temporary. You wouldn't face hardship in any of the ways described above. Well, I am a firm believer that the difference between a good life and a bad life, you know, subjectively, could easily be a bad 6 months. So I don't think that hardship is about weeding out the weak. That doesn't make any sense to me, because sometimes things are just out of your control. I think I wouldn't really try and let everything slip away for a while, because if I'm with a problem, if there's a problem, then I'm going to try and solve it. And sadly, I struggle to turn my mind off when attempting to solve a problem and, like, just let it go. It's sort of always playing. And I'm stuck between the top and bottom because I've always been a firm believer in one of the phrases that always...
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're gonna never get me down. I get yeah, that's probably, I think, I don't know. I'm trying.
When hardship comes your way, what do? Yeah. Yeah, that one.
I think I'd go for A. Maybe. Yeah, A.
After a long, heated argument with a friend about a topic that you're very interested in, you realize you have been wrong all along. How do you react to this realization? I think personally, I have no issue with being wrong in situations, so I will most likely just, especially if it gets heated, I'll probably just apologize for my behavior and adapt my viewpoint. It does say slowly adapt to it, which I think I can definitely identify with, because obviously changing your views is difficult, but with no information I think it's necessary.
Yeah, I'd probably apologize. That's what I usually do.
I think B. B, probably.
It's kind of a mix of both of those, but I guess I'm more, I'm more. It's more about me being like, okay, all right, cool, I'll learn then. Cool, thanks.
During a trip to an arcade, you've managed to earn enough points to get an item in exchange for a game ticket. You've had your eyes on an adorable plushie, but a younger family member has set their sights on something else. What do? I think it's difficult because I think it depends on how young they are, because I'm, not too bothered about getting this plushie, I suppose, especially because for me, an arcade is a bit like gambling, especially if you're doing it to try and earn a certain prize. So I think I would probably just buy them what they want, because they will like it more than I will, because I'm not too bothered.
I would go for B. Because, like, hey, I earned this, but you can get a thing too. Just fucking do that shit.
Probably that one. I don't really care for tacky prizes. Being in a competition of sorts, whatever. When it comes to those sorts of arcade things, I usually just give my tickets. Oh my god, my headset just died. Cringe. I usually just give my tickets away. I've got to check that's still working on my fucking.
I can't relate to this. I am the only child. Oh, no plushie. Fuck off.
You have been in a competition of sorts. Whatever it is you need to do, it's becoming increasingly obvious towards the end that your partner in this competition is unable to keep up with you and everyone else. What do? I think it's difficult, especially considering it depends on how important the competition is. But if I feel like I can help them with like the reasoning as to why they're struggling, then I think I definitely do that. I think it's definitely one of those things where it's like, if I can solve the problem, we will be better together.
So a bit of both of those. I mean, in essence, if you're helping somebody improve, you're trying to carry them, but I'm more about helping them improve it.
I try and make up for the shortcomings, I guess.
Leave them behind? Nah. Not that one. I think probably yeah. Go C here.
Some internet troll has been bad-mouthing your favorite interest. Not only that, but they've decided to message you directly about why what you love sucks. How do you respond? I think the first one is a bit manipulative for my liking, but I think I definitely call them out on their attitude. Because I think for me it's very much... It's not about changing their mind, it's about attempting to change how they go about things. And as it said, troll is not going to change their mind. And no troll is going to change your mind. Very true, but also the troll probably isn't going to change their own mind, because they don't seem open to change.
Some internet troll has been bad-mouthing your favorite boy. Oh, you fucking... Yeah, I don't give a shit. Fuck off. Toxic. I don't care. I like Makima. Goodbye.
Yeah, probably go with B. I guess. Probably B.
Internet troll. Ignore. I don't interact with people on the internet. If they're random people, the majority of people are losers. The majority of people on the internet are fucking losers. I don't interact with random people. Or at least on, like, forums, I find that the majority of people have very shit takes. So I just don't interact with them. Oh, media literacy, you know? If I want to interact with people, I go to specific places I know I can interact with, like, intelligent people. I won't, like, get into a Twitter comment section and just fucking debate people. They're, like, mentally ill if you do that. But, I'd either do... I'd probably just be like, have you considered...
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should...
Like, if somebody went out of the way to message me and be like, here is an itemized list of why your thing sucks, I'd be like, okay, thumbs up emoji, have you considered going outside? That would probably be my actual response.
A long time after having lost contact with an old friend of yours, decide to keep in touch once again. How do you feel? I don't think I'd be skeptical or smug. I think there's definitely a bit of skepticism because, you know, strange occurrences, but I think I try and assume that people generally have the best intentions, and I wait for them to prove me wrong, which does sometimes screw me over, but, you know, I do my best. And, you know, it's always better to assume the best in somebody who does have the best intentions than to assume the worst in them. But I also don't think that it would make me feel really good that I've left, like, a long-lasting impression on them, because personally, I feel like leaving an impression on someone is just having a positive effect on their life, and whether they want to get back in contact is up to them. So I think for me it's very much just good. It's always nice.
I'd go with good here. Go with good. I like hearing stories. Yeah. What can I say?
Yeah. It depends on who they are, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I don't have the balls to message someone.
Best friends decide to throw a party, and they're throwing all kinds of ideas to see what sticks. What do you do? I think personally, I'd probably just quickly join the brainstorming, hear their ideas, agreeing with what would make the best and most entertaining party for everyone involved. Because I don't think that... I think I'd definitely like to get... I trust my friends, but I think I'd like to get my opinion across as well, because I think everyone's opinion is equal usually. But I also definitely don't want to take control. And I think I could definitely, you know, add the things that I would like, but I feel like commenting and, like, building on other people's ideas is probably more useful in that situation.
I'm not organized enough. I trust my friend to do it because I'm useless.
I'd probably go with... Honestly, I'd probably go with B. Just shut more things in the pot, mate. Probably won't make it good. It's probably not the best decision, but it's what I do.
Yeah.
You find out someone you consider a friend has an opinion you are heavily opposed to. What is your first instinct? Try and explain. I think personally, I would probably expose my own point of view and debunk misconceptions. Because for me, if I am like strongly opposed to this belief, that usually comes with solid evidence and reasoning. And if I have those, I'm assuming that theirs is based on misconceptions. But if it is just a case of opinion, then I'm not going to force my opinion on them, you know?
As an opinion. Probably that one. They can disagree with me, but I want them to understand my opinion. And why I think I'm right. I guess is that not what it was? Maybe I go back. Sorry. No, okay, that's the wrong one. Maybe? Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, call them out.
All of these are pretty dumb. But then again, I'm not saying what I would do isn't dumb. Because honestly, it would probably be one of these two. Because if it's something I'm heavily opposed to, it would probably be one of these. I don't know, because most of these are essentially just rephrasings of the same thing. Go with... yeah, that, I guess.
How would you describe your relationship with those you love? I don't think I can ever trust everything about somebody. I don't think that's a healthy thing to do, only because at root, humans are selfish beings. You know, you try and assume the best in somebody, but you can't trust everybody that you like implicitly. I think I'm somewhere between strong and passionate, because I have definitely been in situations where I would have given everything for somebody, and that has come off a bit strong, but that is rare for me, so I think it would definitely be strong, because I'm always ready to take action to make sure somebody's okay.
Well, why isn't that there? Why isn't that one? Go with strong. Go with strong there.
But those are...
I try to do my best. I try my best.
You and your friends have decided... Oh god. Have decided to spend the evening watching something at the movie theatre. What do? Suggest a movie, give your opinion, what you think would be the most entertaining based on what you've read, give some input on the choice and let them decide, only stepping your foot in if what they've chosen is an awful movie. I think probably the penultimate one, because when I go to a movie theatre, it's usually less about the movie, more about the experience, and if somebody really wants to see something, then I'll go with that, and I'll only do it if I think it's really terrible.
Yeah, just give my input.
Wait, sorry, did that say research? Cringe.
That's just what I want to see the most. Yeah, if I want to see something, I want to see something, yeah? Let them know.
A friend of yours has begun a project you don't quite care about. That's brutal. That is brutal. However, as they've seen it's impossible for them to do it alone, they've asked for a little help through a group chat you're in. What's your reaction? Immediately to their aid, even if you don't care much about their project, you're still their friend, and they're relying on you. Ask if there's anything you could do. You may not be the best suited. Wait for people to respond to their request first, and then only help if there's no one there to help. Ignore the group chat completely under the guise you weren't paying attention. I think I'm probably the second one, because I definitely could just not be the best person suited to help, and that would give the opportunity for someone who is potentially more suited to throw their hat in the ring, and then maybe we could all work together.
Probably ask if there's something you could do, yeah.
Friend of yours? Probably that one, yeah.
I'll try my best if I know what I'm doing.
You've come with a solution to a problem your friend has been dealing with, which you're certain would be easy to implement and help them out notably. However, they're stubbornly ignoring your advice. What do you do? Oh god, this is just my life. This is just my life. This is so sad. You try to change their mind some more. You're certain about this and only have their best interests in mind. Push the solution harder. It's frustrating to see them dwell on something again and again when they could have just tried your advice. You insist, but if they keep refusing your help, you're ready to slink away and evade the topic until they accept your help or solve the problem themselves. You try to solve their problem yourself. If they keep stubbornly refusing what you're certain is the best solution, then someone's got to do it. I think it depends on the problem, especially if it's really important. This person takes a certain set of steps and they're just not doing it because they're afraid or too stubborn. But I think there's also definitely a case of once you have informed somebody so many times, you can't really push them to do what you think is best, and they have to make their own mistakes. So I will probably insist, but if they keep refusing, I'm ready to leave it, and either they accept my help, they solve their problem, or they learn their lesson.
Probably. Like, again, this is just the same solution with different. This is just mostly the same solution with different thought processes behind it. And this one's super passive aggressive. It'd probably be one of these. Fuck it, this one.
Yeah, I give up. If they're not taking it, I can't force them to change their opinion.
Actually,
No, I just give them the. I'm tired of, as this is a very common thing. Me giving somebody like advice, and if they don't want the advice, it's up to them. It's their problem kind of thing. Wait, let me read for you properly. Make sure none of. Probably that one. Be like, this is what to do. You know it now. It's up to you from here on. I can't solve your problems for you.
this is fucking. Oh my god. Yeah, this'll do. That's a good enough answer.
A friend has shared information about an issue you're concerned about on social media, and you realize it's not too well known of an issue. What do? You can sadly not do anything directly, but hopefully by talking about it and spreading the word, you can bring awareness to it. You obsess over the issue and put every resource to your disposal to try and better it, no matter the cost. You think you can bring change. You try to do whatever you can at the moment. Whatever little difference you can make on the situation is more than enough. You share your thoughts and ideas about practical solutions for the issue and contribute any way you can to minimize the issue as much as possible. I definitely wouldn't obsess, though I am not one to accept that I cannot do anything. So I think... But I don't think any little difference I can make is more than enough. So I think I'd share my thoughts about practical solutions and contribute in any way I can.
I think I'd probably go with do whatever I can in the moment.
Yes.
With that?
Well, you can. There's no point putting too much effort in if like nothing's gonna get done. You just try to do what you can.
There's something that needs to be done, of questionable morality, but it's something necessary for your well-being and the well-being of your group. You decide you have to do it. Why? You have compared the possible consequences of it versus the consequences of not taking an action, and you cannot allow yourself to sit idly and let yourself and your companions suffer. You're certain of your convictions and your objectives, and if you have the chance to change what you perceive as unfair, you will act without hesitation. You can allow something bad to happen to those you care about. You can't allow something bad to happen to those you care about, and you will break the rules if it's necessary to prevent it. Sometimes rules need to be broken for the greater good, and you don't care about consequences. If something needs to be done, you will get it done. I think, for me, it's about comparing consequences and looking at our best option. So I'm tempted for the first one, but I also am very, hardwired against anything that's unfair. So I think the second one for me, because in both situations we are doing something. Okay.
Yeah, I guess that one. I know the greater good sounds a bit cringe. It would be because... Yeah, it's probably that one.
Exactly. Gotta get it done. If it's for the betterment of everyone, who the fuck cares? Bitches. Pussies. Fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah.
A friend of yours has been acting strange as of late. You're pretty sure there's something going on with them, but when you ask them, they tell you everything's fine. What do? Decide to insist? Your gut tells you that they're not fine, and you're going to help them through, even if you risk bugging them with your concern. You can't help but pry a little bit more. That hunch of yours is going to keep bugging you until you get a more concise answer, and your curiosity is getting the best of you. You reassure your friend that you're there for them no matter what's going on, and they can share anything with you, but decide not to pry any further if they keep insisting that they're doing alright. Decide to trust them and promptly change the topic. No reason to keep trying if they've already told you they're fine. it's difficult because my instinct is to keep bugging them because I want to make sure my friends are okay. But I also understand that if it's something that I don't want to share, then I think there have been situations in the past when I was less focused on clear communication. I have just been like, no, I'm fine, like, leave it alone. So I think I'll probably go for the third one down. Reassure your friend. Yeah. If they keep insisting. So this is insinuating that I've pushed, which is essential.
Yeah, I don't want to push him too far.
It's gonna be one of these two, I feel. For me. Two. Reassure, I feel.
That one.
Someone you consider a close friend has betrayed your trust and seemingly turned against you. You can't believe they did something like this. You're hurt, angry, and suddenly don't know what to think about your friendship anymore or who else might betray you next. You're shocked someone you considered a good friend would do this to you and try to appeal to them and see the reason why they do such a thing. Try to be mature, take the blow, however it's obvious you're hurt and heavily distracted by the situation. Try to suppress your feelings of sadness and anger, wallowing in the situation, trying not to snap back at them. I think it's probably the second one. I definitely try and understand why they've done this, especially if I considered them a good friend.
Yeah, You're betraying my trust. I don't know if I can trust you.
Probably that one. I'd be like, what the fuck, man?
I'd probably do this one, honestly.
You're about to start a board game with your friends, but first everyone needs to pick what figurines represent their characters. You pick first, take the figurine you like most before anyone else takes it. Fix your eyes on a favorite figurine and ask your friends if you can have it if they try to pick it. Let your friends pick what figurines they want if they also want it, otherwise go for it. Let everyone pick first before reaching in for whichever figurine you like the most from the ones that are left. Now, I don't really care much about the figurines in a game. I think that I'd probably just let everyone pick first. It's never really been a huge thing of mine. But I also, if I specifically want something, then I'll probably just ask my friends. Be like, hey, can I have this one? If anyone's like, no, I really want it, I'll be like, okay, you can have it then. I don't really mind.
I fucking go. If I want one, it's very petty. If I want one, I'm fucking yoink that one.
If I have a favourite, that one, but I don't. Yeah, that probably actually. So I don't usually care.
Yeah, you just.
You've recently joined a new social circle. It's quite enjoyable and you share a variety of interests, but everyone else has a shared interest with something you dislike or don't agree with. Despite this, you continue to hang out with them. Even if you don't necessarily agree on everything, their points of view only add to your experience and let you see things from others' perspectives. You enjoy sharing your shared interests and passions, but whenever the thing you don't agree with comes up, you feel left out. It's an easy way to ruin your mood. Spending time with them shows you why they enjoy it, and you begin minding it less and less. You actively and vocally express your distaste on the specific detail about them, hoping that they may stop indulging in it for you. Okay, I'm not going to have somebody stop indulging in something they enjoy, especially people that I now consider friends. depending on what it is, as long as, you know, it's not something that I consider to be, like, morally wrong, like, hurting people or something, whatever it might be, then I don't think I'll try and stop them if I just don't enjoy it. I think I'm probably the first one. It'll probably just let me see things from other perspectives.
Yeah. When the mobile probably won't work. Certain people.
Even if you don't necessarily agree on everything, their points of view can only add to your experience and let you see from others' perspectives. That's pretty much that one.
Yeah, you don't have to agree on everything. You just be friends. Unless it's like awful, like and you can disagree on things other than human rights. I think that's it. If you disagree with me on aspects of human rights, I will not like you as a person. If you can come to me and you can be like, I disagree that this group of people deserves these basic rights, kill yourself. That is an honest and full opinion. If you genuinely believe a group of people do not deserve a specific group of rights, unless that group of people is something like paedophiles or Nazis, a group of people that are a group because of choices they make, not because of who they are, because of their identity. And I've muddled my own point, but the point is basically, if you hate someone for who they are and not the, you know, political opinions and stances and like actions they take, kill yourself. Anyway, yeah.
Wow, there are a lot of questions. We're only halfway through. Okay, goddammit. During a competition, you left a good friend of yours behind so that you could claim victory. Although you won, your friend tells you afterwards that they're hurt that you left them behind. How do you react? Definitely didn't mean to hurt them and feel bad about the situation. After making sure they forgive you, you promise to make it up to them in some way. Honestly, I don't feel like I have to do the rest of them. I feel like this is sort of how I do it. How they feel is more important than winning. Okay.
During a competition, you have a good friend in society. Oh, that's fucked up. But I totally would do that because competition, so it doesn't matter. Although you might have... Oh, okay, I apologise. If that genuinely hurt, I'd be like, oh, I'm actually really sorry. I assumed it wouldn't matter because it's just like a competition, but if you genuinely care, I'm really sorry, and I wouldn't do that again.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think maybe this one. This one.
After having followed a series for years, the ending has left you unsatisfied for some reason. What do? You don't mind it if the ending wasn't perfect for you, as long as the others enjoyed it. You may even start liking it more after some time passes and the journey was still fulfilling to go through. You suppose everyone has their tastes and their preferences, and the ending just didn't align with yours. You may dabble in the series again from time to time. Comment about how bad the ending was for a little while after the series ended, and soon stop talking about it. You simply move on. You're belligerently opposed to the ending, and are very vocal about it. You're very vocal about your distaste and opinion on it. Jesus, this is a bit much. Whenever the series comes up again, you can't help but remember the bad taste it left on you. Fucking just move on, my guy. Like, truly, it's not that big of a deal.
Where's the engaging fanfiction option?
Man, I'm glad Frontiers exists, or else this would be very personal. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
honestly, I looked at option 4 there. You're belligerently opposed to the ending, and are very vocal about your distaste and opinion on it. Whenever the series comes up again, you can't help but remember the bad taste it left on you. Forces.
You and your friends have gotten together for something. A gaming session, watching sports ball. God damn it. Something you all share an interest in. The time to eat has come. You're tasked with dividing the pizza in equal portions before bringing it to the table. Your hand slips, however, and one of the pizza slices ends up noticeably bigger than the rest. What do you do? See, that sucks, because I was gonna pick the penultimate one about just dividing the slice, but, like, they've specifically said now you still aim for the bigger portion. Like, no, it's equal portions. Probably just tell my friends. I'll just let my friends decide who gets it.
Sports ball, Monka. Oh god, I just said Monka unironically. Jesus Christ. Get off of the computer and go outside. You fucking loser.
Yeah. I just let people do their own shit.
Probably that one, yeah. I'm really fucking hungry. I love fucking. I like the thing is, I can eat a whole pizza. So if we're ordering pizza, I will order a pizza for myself, and I'll pay for it, and it'll be like, yeah, because like, yum.
Honestly, in my experience, I would end up just fucking taking the slice. Probably that, actually.
After having been working together on a project for some time, your mistakes have made your friends turn against your ideas. They begin shutting you down, telling you that your input isn't needed, and eventually that you can't contribute to what they're doing anymore. You take it quite heavily and isolate yourself from your friends for the time being, dwelling on what prompted them to kick you off the team, thinking of ways to regain their trust. Begrudgingly accept the decision, but stay in the periphery of the project, not wanting to give up so easily, and still provide some sort of help. Well, that sucks. I mean, I don't think a good set of friends would basically kick you off a team. But I also don't think I'd take it heavily and isolate from my friends. Because they've turned against your ideas, not me specifically, so I don't think I'd take that hugely. I think I'd stay in the periphery. I think I'd still try and provide some help.
That one. I've been in this situation. That one is the thing I did. And would still probably do.
Probably fucking dominate my mind.
Nope. Well, maybe. Nope. Nope. Meh.
You're in a class you're not fully grasping, maybe the teacher's explanations aren't too good, or perhaps they're going too fast. You're falling behind, what do you do? Try hard. Get good, you try harder. Ask for help. Like, I really don't think it's that huge of a deal to just ask for help.
I don't take notes, so probably ask a friend.
Well, in my experience, I usually did one of these, essentially. Yeah, learn by doing.
An event of some sort you think you would enjoy assisting is happening soon. It's a little far away, however, for some reason, your car being busted, having no means of transportation, you need someone to drive you there. When you do, excitedly insist about the event and drag someone along as your driver so you can attend it. Try to find a partner that would be similarly excited about the event and hitch a ride with them, or otherwise ask someone you trust to please get you there. Just lament. But I think I'd probably go for the second one. I'm not gonna drag someone else, but I'd try and find somebody who would be just as excited.
Yeah.
Probably go B, honestly.
You suddenly feel inspired to draw, make fan art of one of your favorite series. This one. Guys, please keep sending fan art. It's really pretty and it makes me feel good. Before posting it online, while people seem to like it, there's a small but vocal amount of people criticizing your art. How do you react? Feel discouraged? Never. I'm always terrible and I always continue. Completely disregard them. Of course, I'm the best that there's ever been. Why would you think anything else? God, can you tell that I'm great with technology? Speaking of, still recording. Nice. Try not to let the criticism bring you down. Oh God. But you pry to see why people seemingly don't like what you are doing, taking note maybe to improve your art in the future. Only take note of the constructive criticism. Your art is personal, not everyone has to like it, there's always room for improvement, but if all they have to say is shallow insults, yeah, always take constructive criticism, but don't listen to somebody who's just spreading hate for no reason. Speed wisdom with a meme.
I cannot draw, but if I could, I would do this alone. Well, that one probably.
Yeah, I'll go with D here. It's the kind of stuff I've done on the channel. Particularly thanks to this on instruction video, which you know, bigger audience, lot bigger, lot more chance of actually of you know, criticism.
Yeah, probably do that. I can't draw, but I'd probably do that.
You've been struggling with something as of late, and it's become noticeable enough that your friend has offered to drop what they're doing right now to help you. What do you do? You don't want to bother them, but if they're certain, you're more than happy to take the help and appreciate the meaningful gesture deeply. Honestly, I'm stuck between the first and the third one. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for help, but if somebody is offering to drop what they're doing, I don't want to bother them, but if they're certain, then sure.
I think I'd probably go with let them guide you along. Just a bit of a helping hand, that's all I'd want.
It depends on what it is. If it's something I can like literally help with, then yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll trust their advice, sure.
Yeah, probably.
You're playing a game, forming part of a team with other people. You often try to make yourself as useful as possible to the team by doing whatever is needed, the most regardless of your own desires. Stick to a role you're familiar with that you know will benefit your team as a whole. Yeah, I think probably the third one here.
Yeah, I'd probably consider other options, like to try my best. You know, pick up the slack where others can't.
That. With C there.
Probably that.
You're doing something that falls in your field of expertise, confidently following what you think you should be doing, when an unexpected mishap happens. In the end, everything is solved, but you can't keep that mistake off your mind. What's your reaction? Wonder about all you've done up until now. Similarly, done just as easy to make a mistake then. Doubts your capability. Nah, people make mistakes. Replay the scenario in your mind, try to rationalize if it was a mistake of your own or a product of the circumstances, so that you may avoid this mistake in future. Yeah, I think that one. I think this one is probably best, at least for me. Because it could easily just be the circumstances, might not be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably think it over again and again. I'd be fucking embarrassed.
probably that.
Now you're thinking about buying something for a friend's birthday, but aren't exactly sure what to get them. In the end, you decide to give them something deeply personal and handcrafted. Well, yeah. Ooh, give them something they need. That's also good. I think the first one, though. I think something deeply personal. I think gifts aren't about monetary value. It's always about something that's personal.
I could afford it, I get that. Yeah. I have to pay some on it. I think it. Wait, does it? Didn't say I had to.
Yeah, I usually go with that. It's a pretty good option.
Your friend is having issues with something, and given you know more about them than they do, they ask for your help regarding their problem. You're definitely better than them, but by no means an expert. You decide to show them how to solve the problem, helping them through the process until they're satisfied with the end result. Take care of the situation. If they really need you to lend a hand, you might as well fix the problem and get it over swiftly. I think the third one's probably best here, because it specifically mentions, like, I'm going to look at the whole situation and take you through what I think I would do. Yeah.
Sometimes I can be a bit bad like that. I cannot actually know what I'm on about and think I'm better at it than I am.
Yeah, probably make sure I know what the stuff I'm fully doing.
I usually don't look this kind of shit up.
You're sat with your family during a meal. Everyone's going about their business when you notice the last solitary chip left on the plate in the middle. I'll just ask. Yeah, man. Just ask.
Yeah, reach for it quickly before anyone else can get it. Fuck it. I want the chip. Get me the chip!
Yeah, duh. Mine.
When it comes to your interests, you dabble into them extensively. Does that make sense? Can you dabble into something extensively? I thought dabbling was like, do a little bit. Invest a considerable amount of time in what you love, and it has influenced you. What? As it has influenced you be how you are currently, and you will eagerly share it with those interested. Yeah. I think this one only because, as I said, I've brought other people in D&D recently and I've shared it with them.
Gee. I wonder which of these fully applies to me. It's definitely like there's a certain series that I'm definitely not attached to at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Definitely not. No, definitely don't know what you're talking about. Definitely not. Definitely not. No. Definitely don't know what you're talking about. Definitely don't know. Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not a clue as to what you... Oh, shit.
That's me, baby. Me.
I'll do that, actually. Sometimes it's really hard to enjoy the things you enjoy. Got that mental illness.
Oh, we're so close, guys. We're so close. You've been tasked with something important, finding yourself leading a group of people to finish a project. What's your biggest concern? You worry about letting your team down, and the time you spend helping nudge others in the right direction may delay the project. You fear not being up to the task, and while you have some ideas about where to lead the project, you aren't sure how much they will add to it once it's finished. You don't want to deliver a bad product and aren't sure if you can accomplish your realized vision properly. You're concerned about pushing yourself and your team too far in order to deliver the finished project properly. I think I would probably, like, all of these would be something that crosses my mind, but I think probably the last one, because I know that we can get anything done, I just don't want to push us too far, you know?
Probably that. Gotta be careful I don't fucking ruin the team.
Yeah, I'm not best at leading groups, but I try.
Yeah, I've been burned out before. I don't want that shit happening again.
A friend of yours is about to rush into a situation that could be detrimental to them and your group as a whole. You haven't been able to talk them out of it, and in fact, empathize with their reasoning to do this, but you also don't want to see them get hurt. What do? Consider the situation before they depart and talk to them about minimizing risks, offer advice and comment on what you think they should do before they go. Decide to tag along and intervene if things get a bit dicey. Take the initiative and directly push them along to ensure things go smoothly. I think I'd probably tag along, especially if there's a risk to other people as well. But I wouldn't take over. I think I'd very much just be like, hey, if things get real fucked up, I'm here to help.
Should I tag along? Because I don't want them getting hurt.
C.
Tag along, and intervene is wrong. I'll just help them do it, I guess.
You've been stuck in a bad situation that you can't escape from for a while now. How does it weigh on you? It's depressing, and it makes you shut yourself away from the surroundings, changing the way you interact with others. Oh god, that sucks. It's tough to go through, but with the help of your friends, you know you can eventually break free. It's frustrating and hard to bear. You need to get out of the situation quickly, and are trying to find ways to do so. It's oppressive and slowly erodes away at your agency and your will to want to do things, making it harder to escape from than it already is. I think I'd try and find ways out. Seems like the best way forward, you know?
Probably C. C, definitely, actually.
That's probably what would happen to me.
I think this is the final one. You are babysitting a young family member. Their parents gave you a list of chores for their child to do, but it's obvious the kid is not exactly inclined to do them. What do? You do their chores for them, showing them that they're not hard things to do, and hope they learn. No way. You demand them to do their chores. No. Explain they should be doing their chores, and the easiest way to get them done, leave them to it. No. Supervise them so they may do their chores, guiding them along the way. Yeah. You gotta make it less boring, that's the way. With kids, it's very much about making everything a game. Everything's fun.
I'll probably go D.
Yeah, they're probably supervision.
Oh, it's calculating. I am a... Holy shit! Fucking sushi on a mad one.
I'm a mage. Cool. It's kind of cringe. Wow. Role of the visionary.
Mage. Huh. Alright. Mage of Rage, I guess.
Hi.
Hello.
Yo!
Yeah. Yo. So, do we want to reveal the results in the same order as before?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Arthur.
Can do.
Arthur.
I spent a while of that time just doing like a fucking lot of sing-along. It's quite nice. Alright, anyway. Mage.
Oh, hey, damn. Well,
Nerd class.
Yeah, well, give me a second.
No, do it now.
Yeah, the majors.
I
Oh,
also got made!
It's about knowing things, isn't it? I think it's
Yeah.
interesting. A lot of it was like quite accurate. I did redo the quiz twice as well, just speed running it, picking answers that just was my immediate response without thinking, and I got witch both of those times. But mage was the one where I was thinking about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I accidentally lost the page and the quiz reset, but I technically got 2. I scored the same score for 2 for my top, at the top, because you can check that.
Oh, how do you do that?
Hang on, how do you do that?
Yeah, scroll
Oh,
down.
you just scroll down.
Scroll
You just
down.
scroll down, yeah. Yeah, I also have witch as my second place.
I have mage, sylph, air, page, and I have mage 11, sylph, air, page, and maid
well, I got-
10, rogue, prince, witch, thief, seer, muse 9. So I have a lot that I'm very similar to.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here is the thing. I had 2 that scored 11. The one that it showed to me initially was
Was Roxy.
Okay.
Rogue.
What was the
The
second
other
one?
one
Top one, isn't it?
was air.
That's fun.
Johnny Boy.
Two very passive classes.
You are an air. That is the innovator change. They're a passive type. That archetype is magician. The opposite of them is... to witch. Oh, the counterpart to witch. Which was my other class that I got. Yeah.
Yeah, rogues are most common, apparently. By the
They are,
research
yeah,
says.
by like a
I mean-
significant amount.
I mean...
Sushi is on a fucking mad one.
Oh, what the fuck? Holy shit, yo!
Sushi called me out
You
to a
got
T.
called out! You got instantly!
Who's the opposite of self?
Don't know. Hang on. Where are you
fuck
looking at
knows?
these? At the opposites, then? Or...
It's at the bottom. It's the bottom. Being one of the X classes, they are the counterpart to. It's like the bottom
Oh,
paragraph.
yeah. So, yeah, bottom paragraph, what's it say?
Maids.
Maid.
Oh, that's fun. What
Fair
about a
enough.
rogue? Rogue are the counterpart to thieves. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was explained in comic. A lot of these
Yeah.
are, basically guessed as to what they're the counterpart to, or what they even mean, necessarily.
Fair enough.
June's is the only one that actually is, 100% canon. As to
That's
what
fair.
it means and does.
My second
I
one
thought
was
it was
also
interesting.
air.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I got mage or witch for my 2 ones, which are both magic users, which is cringe. What's a knight? What would I have to be a knight? Or a waste? What the fuck is a waste?
I think waste is what happens if you just pick dunno for every single question.
Oh, that makes sense.
Literally,
Fuck
the
off,
pictures,
get
the
out!
fucking,
Get out!
the pictures
Nice.
are fucking sweet, bro, on Hella Jeff image. So
He looks like Batman without the ears. He
Roll
looks
with
like
the
man.
Just
Oh,
man.
Man. They are the counterpart to
yeah,
pages.
I got I
Yeah.
literally got two simultaneously.
That's
They
quite
just
fun.
only showed one.
Yeah, no, that's really fun.
Sweet.
The
Alright.
Rogue Air of Light. The Rogue
So-
Air of Light.
The rogue or air of light. Okay, so now we get to the part of what fucking powers do we think we'd all get, essentially?
I'm double
What
barreling.
shit
Oh.
would we
double
do?
barreling. I am both. I am both.
No, you're dual
Oh, you're
wielding.
multi-class. Fair enough.
You've got the multi-class.
I'm
hit the
multi-classing.
prerequisites.
We joked about multi-classing. I accidentally did it.
That's quite fun.
Fun, good shit. Okay, so Yes. Right. What fucking powers do we think we'd all get from this shit?
I don't know.
I straight up don't know.
Very insightful.
Okay, well, let's
beats
think.
me.
Right, let's think.
Well-
Okay, we'll go in reverse order now. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
go
yeah.
to
Amin.
Sylph.
Yes.
Let's read
Well-
up on Sylph.
Yeah,
Sylphs
read
are
up on
medicine
Sylph-
by nature. They
Sylph
are
of
aware
hope.
of what's going on around them. Comforts, bombs, actually, wait. I don't.
Those born with Sylph are meddlesome by nature. They enjoy
Sylphs
being
are
aware
heavily
of
tied
what...
to that aspect. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And come off as bothersome when they start prying where they shouldn't. Yeah. Honestly, it says Sylphs are heavily tied to that aspect. But it also says, being one of the creator classes, Sylphs are the passive counterpart to maids, and similar to them, their strengths lie in making things.
I
Creating,
actually
increasing,
reckon
expanding, or compromise.
you'd create copies of people. I think you'd copy people. You'd be able to make it so somebody could essentially you can duplicate a person to be able to, so when they're stuck between kind of choosing lots of choices, they have a version of them that can go out to help each person kind of thing and do the choices they need to do. So you're offering everybody the choices they need and not making them stuck. That's what I'd guess.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that
I mean,
makes
I feel
sense.
like for me as well, there's also, considering the fact it's hope, I think I'd also have the real life equivalent to a bardic inspiration and just give people hope.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
I also get the feeling I
It's
could
like
heal,
passive
because under Sylphs it
creation.
specifically mentions healing.
Yeah.
You would be able,
Well, that's what I'm
essentially
expecting.
you'd be able to heal people with hope, which I'm assuming
Yeah.
just encompasses positive emotion, essentially.
Yeah, just
I am
My
positive
man's a
vibes.
healer.
Buffs.
You.
buffs and
I was trying not to say that.
healing and duplicating people. I think.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
buffs, healing, duplication. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. All right, next
And of course, the buffs as well. Yeah. Next up would
Next
be
is our thief, or well, which would you rather have?
rogue
thief or-
or hair. Rogue or
Rogue,
hair.
sorry.
Rogue. I have to choose. Fuck.
Yeah, you've got to
Well,
choose.
yeah.
You got to make a decision, June.
Or we can try and
Can't have
mix them,
both.
but they're probably not going to work like that because. Yeah, I mean, they're both passive, I guess, so they don't
They're both
actively.
passive classes.
Yeah, but
Okay,
like,
let's read about air.
one steals and one changes. So
You could do that at the same time. You could have it be swapping, I guess. You could have, you know how what's the name from X-Men when they touch somebody, they absorb their power for an amount of time
that.
and make them unconscious. Yeah.
yeah.
Huh?
Well, what if it's like that, but for left hand, right hand, and you swap the people kind of thing? Swap their powers and take them away from each other.
Oh, that would be so funny.
You can just
and you can
fucking swap people around.
And you can literally
Oh
swap
my
people's
God.
places as well if they're marked with the left and right hand.
Just touching two people and you just make them swap conscious.
Yeah, you can either they can swap bodies, they can swap powers, they can swap places. It's all stuff like that, literally swapping.
Yeah. So how do we
You're-
mix it that with light?
Yeah. Well, light is what is light then? I think it's knowledge.
Yeah,
and
what is
luck
light?
And stuff. I think it's
Okay,
knowledge and luck. You'd be able to
so-
swap
Yeah,
people.
knowledge.
Oh my god, you'd be able to swap people's luck.
Gank
Okay,
their luck, bitches!
No, you gank their luck. Give it to some motherfucker, and as you do that, take that fucker's luck and give it to them.
You can, okay. So you can literally.
Oh, you've got
swap the
bad luck and
outcomes of what's
you've
gonna
got
happen,
bad
you
luck and I
can-
like you. You've got good luck and I hate you. Switch.
Yeah, so you've got stuff like you. So it's you've got both the metaphorical and element of being able to swap the roles of people or their powers or the consequences of a situation between people, and you've got the physical aspect of literally being able to swap people's places and stuff like that to be able to, if you've marked an enemy, marked a friendly, you can have so the enemy, the friendly doesn't get hit, the enemy does, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can mark people with either hand, and you can swap
D&D,
both metaphorical and physical traits of them.
If you take it like as a D&D power, essentially, you'd be able to like, oh, a roll that happened earlier this turn that I don't like, and a roll that's happening now that I'd really like to have happened then, and really want the roll from before to happen here. Switch them. Because in one turn it's all happening roughly simultaneously, so...
Yeah, exactly, That works, that kind of way of putting it, that's a good metaphor. Alright, which one? You were mage as well.
I was mage of rage. Mage of rage.
Rage mage.
I'm Mr. Rage. Anyway,
We have already made this gag. This
I know,
joke has occurred before, yes.
It's a recurring bit
Where
for
the fuck is Mario Judah?
Right, so what are we gonna say then? So what does rage entail other than just being angry?
Let me just fucking hang on.
Well, you get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, and you get a +2 to strength and melee attack.
Damn it, man.
Yeah,
I can't help it, it's my special interest.
That's a good point. Right, where
It's not a gambling addiction, it's an autistic special interest game.
When the doctor diagnoses you with autism instead of sigma male disorder.
Yeah, that was the one.
Alright.
Okay.
Just read through rage quickly.
I mean, he has sigma male disorder.
Okay, so...
Look, I am
those
not
bound
in a
to the
position to
aspect of
diagnose.
Rage are bringers of chaos. They possess great contempt for lies and false ideas, including the stability that false ideas can impart. To them, the true is far more important than the good. They would tear down a system just to destabilize it if, by their reckoning, it is built on faulty premises. Often the rage-bound prefer anarchy to any of the alternate forms of civilization, which they believe to be riddled with lies, foolishness, and obedient masses.
To me, that straight up just sounds like a wild magic sorcerer. That's just a mage of chaos.
It's just So for all I'm reading here is it is destroy, 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 destroy.
Yeah, I think you'd have a lot of. I think if we. But to be fair, mage is a lot about.
Yeah.
It's the song from it's the
It's on the cloud of faith, remember?
I'm a clown of faith. Anyway,
I'm a clown of faith.
Describes a certain somebody who is also associated with rage.
Right. So I reckon, you've got the obvious wild magic sorcerer, but then to be a mage, you've got to. It's all about knowledge.
Yeah,
so
it's about
what
knowledge.
as well? You could that seeking of the truth. You could, alongside the rage, you've got maybe like the essence of it is you can hear like whenever a lie is being spoken around you, you can hear the true intent in your head, but the radius is incredibly large and it's so hard to pick out an individual one. So you have these kind of hissing, dissonant voices of the actual truth, and it's very difficult to interpret them, and that kind of drives you almost semi-mad.
It's kind of similar to like Solix with his hearing the voices of the soon to die. I
have no idea he did that.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, good to know.
He's Mage of Doom, which So
See, I feel like on top of that would one really cool thing that I think would come under the whole disruption thing is if you heard somebody telling a direct lie, you could inflict pain or damage on them.
Yeah, like kind of like Paladin of Redemption, rebuke the violent, but nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's just if you lie. You roll deception against me, I don't need it. I just need to see if you double over in pain, motherfucker.
There's like
maybe
subclass. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Okay. No. So you D&D thing.
Oh, there's like a paladin subclass I know called like it's like Oath of the Inquisition.
Isn't that the one I used for?
Yeah, it is. It's the one that you use for that.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
I like that character. He's a fun character.
He
Very
well,
funny.
basically, it has an ability where you can cast Zone of Truth, and if they lie, they have to make and they fail to save, they take psychic damage when they lie.
So you could have something like that then. You can, you maybe you don't have any active spells immediately, but instead, when somebody lies around you, you get the ability to attack them with magic. You might not immediately know who is the liar, but you're drawn towards anger toward them and rage and hate toward that person without really knowing the reason unless you can make the connection, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So-
also, presumably I'll be able to, like, in its more literal sense, be able to see or, like, know, okay, you're pissed, you're not pissed, you're really pissed, even if they are,
you can also...
even if
you
they
can
have,
see,
like, a complete poker face.
Yeah, you can see
I can
intent.
just, like, sense the aura.
Sense hostility and intent
Yeah.
because you're so permeated with it. Yeah, that could work. And I think a lot of the spells you would have access to would probably be more cursing based. I know you are an active class, but I think it might be like things that punish somebody for doing what you consider to be dishonest, and then you can compound that actively if you know they've lied. You can
basically like kind of with
like a smite, like
kind of,
a smite,
like a smite, but also more maybe sort of like kind of like with like explosive anger. If something sets it off, something has to set it off. But once it's been set off, it just goes and goes and goes and goes until there's nothing left to go against.
Yeah, it's barreling and bubbling, and you've got to find the trigger to set it off. You've got to know without a shadow of a doubt that they are lying, and you've got to pull and pick out that individual voice in your head that was the true meaning of that, and then bam, it clicks and it's quite strong, and you get the active, more powerful magics that aren't just the curses and stuff.
Yeah, and then presumably
For punishing.
as like a late game sort of thing, I'd be able to basically set it off on my own. As like a absolute end game scenario, I'd be able to end game maximum power scenario, I'd be able to just set it off at will, essentially.
Yeah,
because
I don't know how the power scaling works, but that's
I'm assuming
probably,
that would be. I'm assuming that would be end
my
game
man just
because
does
I
the
can hear
Goku,
fucking
you're
everything.
lying and I don't like liars.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. All right, my turn. Mage of
I
Hope.
think for Arthur, it's quite interesting the difference between the Sylph of Hope and the Mage of Hope, because I feel like if the Sylph of Hope works under like healing and buffs, I feel like the Mage of Hope could easily work under something like debuffs, especially because your second one was like the Witch. So I think it could be a very fun idea of like.
I think it'd probably be something along the lines of some kind of protective in the way that I lower the debuffing and some kind of a revealing kind of thing. So it's about knowing. So it might be debuffs and revealing weaknesses, points of weakness on a target. I might
you
be
could
able
be like
to.
lowering
I could
morale.
know. So you could. Oh, here's an idea. Since you know the fates and stuff like that, how you've got your red string of fate, I could reveal that on a target. I could reveal a red string of fate on the target that, if severed, suddenly that target has no chance of victory anymore. They cannot. They are isolated from their fate, and they at this point will die.
Since you'd be able to know hope, you'd also be able to reveal that red string of fate for allies and basically go, yeah, follow that.
Exactly. So I can see it, but I guess I wouldn't be able to show other people it, but I'd know what it was. And
you'd be able to know, okay, the string's going that way, go that way.
And and I guess I wouldn't have too much access to like actual magics then. I'd be more of a...
You'd be very much a support caster type, essentially.
I think I'd probably be... I think I'd probably be fighting on the front line, wouldn't I? With something like that, I'd want to be actively involved. I'd probably just have like a shield and a sword, something pretty basic.
You'd probably, as time goes on, be able to not just like see the string, but like show other people the string, cut the string.
You've got to remember. I've got that reckless, don't I? I've got the reckless one from the true sign. So maybe so maybe it's that leading by example part that comes from my sign. So it could be I try to show people where the strings are and where we have to put them so that they have no chance of winning. And so I have to be on the front line, and maybe I don't get a shield then if I'm reckless. Maybe I have, I don't know.
Sounds two-handed to me.
Yeah. Oh, I love Burke. I must.
So, what I'm hearing...
Man, you're just a fucking Burke reference.
I love.
Hold on, so what I'm hearing is that our class comp is healer and buffs, debuff and knowledge, utility, and DPR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are disgustingly powerful.
We are the combo.
We've got meta gaming frontliner.
No, actually, I've just realised, Arthur. You cut their strings so they've got no chance of victory. They get pissed off about that and go, and I just sit there rubbing my hands going, oh, it's my time to shine, baby! Whoop,
I have revealed Mr. Rage.
I just make two of the Mr. Rages appear and they're like, go!
He is Mr. Rage.
Yeah.
I just like sneak up behind and just like...
I guess one of the points of Sylphs.
Yeah, and you just like steal a bunch of luck. You just steal a bunch of. Oh no! You steal, June. You steal all of a person's luck after the strings have been cut, and then you just stockpile that shit somewhere, and then it's just like, oh, somebody really needs to do something big. Well, here's all of the luck I've collected for 3.5 months.
Oh wow! I guess from that point, imagine I don't know. I overstepped too far trying to cut a string, and we've got the fucking luck caster to pull me out.
Yeah, you overreach. One of us overreaches. Someone overreaches, likely you, given the previous spread. You overreach, and then June just goes, well, how about here's all of the enemy's luck that you just revealed.
Oh god. I think an important part as well is what would be the weaknesses of the class. I think what would
be the weaknesses here?
The weakness for me is obviously my recklessness.
Again. What would be what would be the downfall here? What's the chink in the armor?
The limitation for the Sylph of Hope would definitely be, it talks a lot about that in Hope, is that it's the balancing what you can do versus what you want to do. I think as you form copies of somebody, I think it would take a lot out of both the caster and the target being copied. So when they're recombined, there would be all of that exertion, all of that fatigue.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like the DBZ multiform technique, where it's like you split off.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, basically you duplicate
it kind of
be person,
like,
and now they're at half strength.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, fair enough, yeah. But I don't know necessarily whether they'd be at half strength, because the essence of Hope is to make the situation
or like
manageable. But they'd definitely be receiving double the fatigue, double the exertion. The damage.
I think it more be like Kiss's
yeah, when you come back together, you're damaged. There is some kind of side effect from having to exert yourself twice as hard as you could, as you would be normally.
The way I would see it would be like the haste spell, and how after it's done, you have to take a round of doing nothing.
Yeah, it's essentially.
So I feel
haste,
So I feel like it could definitely be like, I've split you, you've done all the shit you need to, you've come back together, and all of it hits you at once, like you're hitting a
it's
wall.
like imagine you've it's the difference between running one race and running 5. You've had 5
simultaneously.
Copies of you. Exactly. Like in a for you it'd be like doing it like in a row. Because when you recombine, it's like you've done it all at the same time, but it comes back as if it were in a row, and you'd be ruined. You'd be incredibly on your knees. All right, next character is
June.
And I also think that should be reflected on the sylph as well, because the sylph and the essence of hope are so intertwined with that need to take the burden from somebody. So it wouldn't just be the burden on the individual, but also on the sylph as well. And
I feel like it would definitely impact
exhausted.
me as well. Like, you know what it could be? It could be like the warding bond spell, where it's like, I split you, you go off and do shit, but whatever the part that I've split from you takes, as in like damage, exertion, whatever, I also take.
You share that burden, so both of you are taking that from the copies. Yeah, that works.
And then with the healing, of course, when you heal someone with positive emotions, those positive emotions would disappear and just become that person's health. So you just like, and it would presumably, at the very least to start with, it would be a case of you actively make yourself depressed to heal people.
Yeah.
It's like the
But I feel like a large part of it as well would be the hope can be reflected back. Is when somebody does well, it reflects back so positively on you and fills up that hope you have. It's almost like the good that's being done is the I don't know, if we're using game systems, mana, stuff like that. The resource available is the hope, and the more effective and more efficient a person splitting was for that situation, the more hope is brought back to you to be able to reward you. So it's high risk, high reward kind of thing.
Yeah, and presumably if the split person does really, really fucking well, you would essentially be able to immediately counter all of the downsides of it. But it
like if that
you split someone and they perform a fucking miracle and turn the tide of a battle from certain loss to holy shit, we actually just fucking did that, and then everything, and then recombine. They're exhausted, but you can get them back up from that. But it would have to be again a miracle.
So the better the victory, the greater the reward. The worse the loss, the more detrimental the fall. To the point where if
gambling is all about hope.
Exactly, and the more, I guess a good way to put it is if one of the clones dies, both the person who was cloned and the sylph immediately die. I think that would be the caveat of it.
Or at the very least, they are both just fucking gone. They are out. They are.
Well, I think if they die, then both die, and I think that's the ultimate caveat of it. Is if to see an ally lose hope so much that part of them literally dies will also kill the sylph. Because they're so intertwined with that person.
Yeah, that makes sense. That adds up.
Such a personal connection to be that like to have somebody rely on you that much kind of thing. And to let them down, that kind of thing kills hope. And in essence, the sylph.
Yeah, I get that. So, on to June. Downside of June's.
Alright. The pretty Steeler lady, what are we doing? Downside. Downsides are right. Let me pull it up.
Calling me pretty.
Well, I feel like if you're stealing somebody's luck, I feel like if you then give that luck to somebody and then they fuck it up, even if they have the luck, I think that you should then have that bad luck.
Yeah, the bad luck would presumably then. Yeah, something like that.
Or if you were to give somebody bad luck, then you would instantly also take that bad luck. Because you if you were to give somebody good luck, you would take that bad luck because it's always looking for homeostasis.
I think the opposite would be...
Because it's stealing luck from... Say,
I think...
The rogue would steal luck from person A and give it to person B while themselves being person C.
Yeah, they'd be isolated from the chain. I think instead we should touch on the recklessness aspect that we touched on with like how my sign would allow me to interact on the field. We should touch on that I think it's that being caught in the loop kind of thing. It's once you've given, I think the more times you manipulate it, the more changed everything is. So now, getting in that loop of repetitive action causes the change to be more kind of uncontrolled. So if you're trying to change something from good to bad, there's like a hidden role behind the scenes that affects it like the spread of how good or bad it would be, and if it, if you do it enough, you could try and take somebody's good luck and turn it bad, and instead you've actually just given them a ton more good luck because you've interacted with that too much and you've gotten caught in the loop of action too many times.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
So repetitive action. It's getting stuck in a single activity or action or interaction is the detriment of that change. You need to be constantly switching between targets and managing a larger field, because if you get stuck with a single individual, you find that loop and it fails and falls apart. Because that was a lot of what it talked about in both in the CrossFit and in the Rust things.
Yeah.
Rust, I love 1v1 me.
Yeah, and then there's knowledge as
Keyword.
well. Then there's the knowledge side of it as well. So like,
Yeah.
you'd be able
I
to
feel like-
redistribute people's knowledge.
And skills at certain
But
things.
that
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
necessarily mean you know anything about that stuff yourself.
Yeah. Well, wait. Where does the knowledge come in?
Useless.
That's part of light.
Because that's part of the
what
light
is.
aspect.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So you could. So that's the consequences of the situation being redistributed. But the more you interact with that single situation, the more changed it becomes, and you don't know how it's going to be changed, and you don't know what the change is. You just know it will be changed in a certain way from being
so
interacted
like you can
with too many times.
redistribute luck. You can redistribute luck, but you don't know what
Maybe
the consequences
luck
of
is the
redistributing
wrong.
that
Maybe luck
is.
is the wrong term though, because luck is in of itself an aspect, isn't it? That's what the whole Vriska thing had. I remember
Well, that's
that.
a part of what light is as well. Yeah.
Oh, is Vriska part of light? Okay, then never mind. Then yeah, luck
Vriska
works
is-
too.
Vriska
But I
It's
think
the thief of light.
okay,
Yeah,
I get it. So what? But one of the
luck.
So
light
luck works.
is luck and knowledge essentially.
Okay, I think focusing, the luck aspect works, but I think another key part of it would be redistributing the consequences of a situation. So you can't necessarily, I mean, you could distribute the luck and how lucky somebody is going to be before doing it, but also you can redistribute what happens after between individuals. But as the more you redistribute it among that single situation, the more kind of changed the outcomes are. So there's not just the prior to, not just interacting with it prior to the situation, but if you interact with it post the situation as well, you can actively change the consequences, because of the point of the air is that like change.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of mixing those things.
Those two things. It's not just taking from one to another, but also physically mutating.
Okay.
And that's how it both plays into the good and bad.
Okay, yeah. So with Mage of Rage, obvious downside, mages get angry about their aspect a lot. Aspect is rage. The downside is I am angry. The downside is the more I use my power, the just like angrier I get as a person.
But I think
See,
it's got to be deeper than that. You've also got the disadvantage with mage is to do with knowledge, so you know all these things but can't place it because it's so muddled. Like normally a mage's worth is tied to how well they can use their aspect, and they know they can use their aspect and their strengths and weaknesses so well. But the rage comes in, and your like anger and indignation about not
I
quite
would
being
literally
able to
get
tap into
blinded
that.
by rage. I would literally be blinded by rage.
Exactly. You have less control over it the more you tap into it, and the more control over it, the further you distance yourself from it. So you have to. It's that needing to take a step back. And what was your funny signs? You were.
I was
Virgo. What does Virgo talk about?
Let me just go back into it and check here.
I feel like as well for the Mage of Rage, it would. I think a chink in the armor could easily be that their ability applies to everyone. So like allies and enemies. So if an ally lies, they cannot control but to cause damage to them. So it's very much the idea of, and it plays into that like chaos and lack of control.
Blind. Exactly.
Yeah, rage, and then over time, I'd be able to like hone it in and go, no, that's a good guy. We don't hit those ones.
Justice
That
and rage
motherfucker
are
over
blind
there.
and kissing.
Justice
We hit
and rage
that
are blind and
motherfucker
kissing.
over there.
Justice and Ring,
okay.
sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
Real quick. Can I just, like, tell you what just happened to me?
What?
Sure.
I went to go get a glass of water, and I put my glass under the tap, and the tap just literally, like, fucking shot water out, and then just immediately stopped working, and then just started flowing normally.
Pretty,
Like,
Love that for you.
Premature
like, it literally
ejaculation.
forced my hand downwards.
Wow.
Your tap was showing you who's fucking boss.
Alright,
Jesus.
Virgo, tell us about it.
Yeah, okay.
We
so,
three.
You
Jade
Virgo
signs.
these nuts.
I bet you Virgo fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway.
Jade signs are the zodiac's caretakers, intelligent and steady. They are excellent organizers and planners, detail-oriented, tend toward perfectionism, never satisfied with their endeavors. If you hire on a Jade sign, be prepared for an excellent product, but also no peace until that product is flawless. Fussy in particular, can cause friction with those around them, although a Jade sign holds no one to as high standards as they hold themselves. Since they're shy to strangers and slow to open up, Jade signs can often come off as timid or doormats, when really they just prefer to come at conflicts in a less combative way. Loyal, yeah.
Okay, so as I said, so it's that
But
indignation at not being able to manage your power perfectly, at the kind of dichotomy between using your power and understanding your power, drives the rage and catches you kind of instead of being timid, in being too straightforward and too uncontrollable, and that drives you to make mistakes that you wouldn't want to make. And it might not be, attacking other people, it might not be attacking the wrong person, it could just be shutting down, being so angry that you can't function, you can't access the power, because you're too blinded by the rage.
Also, the last two lines here, if all of this makes Jade signs sound soft and nurturing, they are, but keep in mind that they can also be fiercely destructive if those they care about are threatened. It takes a lot to make a Jade sign snap, but if they do, take cover. So that does also add into the whole...
Yeah, exactly.
It very much adds into the main weakness of the more I use the power when ill-experienced, the more of that rage just sort of I take on with no ability to effectively,
utilize it, exactly.
Yeah. And then later on, I'd also presumably be able to gain abilities of that would be presumably the way
banking
into
rage.
Might
be a good way to deal with
into learning how to essentially activate my offensive abilities myself without having an outside source need to activate them.
And I think
just being able to use the stockpiled rage from earlier attempts,
even later as well. Yeah, exactly. And I think the best way to describe it then would be, imagine it's like a kind of, there's a golden zone. There's a lot lower, so there's a lot of rage needed to reach it. There's a good zone that you want to be in, and you want to be closer to the upper part of that zone to access more of the power. But the higher up you are, the less you're able to see how far into that zone you are, and the less you're able to control how much rage comes in and out. It's like managing the heat in an engine. You need it to be hot, but if it gets too hot, it'll burst. And it's that point of, if it gets too hot, it bursts, you shut down. You either, you lash out at individuals near you, but then you just can't do anything after that. You don't know how to... It's not just the, I must attack any individual who's lied, who's caused me indignation, I must
it's basically
go berserk around me. It's also...
The arc would be essentially me figuring out how to, focus it, hone it,
hit the green zone,
Hit the green zone. I've also just realised, with that description, I'm not Vegeta, I'm fucking Broly.
Oh, that's fine.
The DPS attacker is the most overpowered character in all Dragon Ball forever.
Fair enough. That's kind of fun, but yeah, it'd be
Broly. This ain't no Super Broly, this is Z Broly, baby!
Yeah, it'd just be like, it would be a matter of matching that and holding on and keeping it to the green zone, and if you go 2 over, you just shut down.
Yeah,
And,
if I go 2 over, it would basically just like all of the rage I have, essentially just all of it flows out all at once, completely uncontrolled, and then it would just be like, and I'm done.
And then
That's it for
down.
me for the next 3 days or something. It's just I'm just out. It's done.
And it might not even be like attacking the individuals around you. It could be. It depends on the situation you're in. You know, if you feel like the reason you're bursting is from a single target, it could be all directed towards that single target. Or if it's you're angry because you weren't able to match it to reach your level, instead it's like it solidifies in you and it becomes something like negative in you, and you get hit with your own curse, and it's like, there you go. Yeah. It's like you feel like you've lied to yourself about your ability to control your power, and thus you get punished.
But if that reaching the maximum, quote unquote, reaching that like overflow point comes from like just a source I can't even really discern, it would literally just be
blow out of you everywhere. Yeah, you just blow.
Instant nuke on me immediately, and I'd just
it'd just be like flowing out, just be like a scream kind of attack kind of thing, like every fucking Dark Souls beast enemy, every fucking beast type boss where they just have that one scream attack.
Yeah, but it would
anyway,
basically,
just high
so basically, my role in the party, so to speak, is full DPS, but fucking like focus that shit, or else something bad's
learn
happening.
to deal with it. And then so back to me, my downsides. As we said, it's the recklessness, the need to lead by example. The fact that I can't just sit there with the knowledge and direct you, it's that I feel like I have to be involved as well and directing you toward this red line of fate that will guide us to victory.
Yeah, you have to.
But also,
you have to show
in a way, I have my own
personal.
I have my own line of fate and everyone else's, and maybe it's the recklessness aligns from often I will disregard whether I'm reaching my own line of fate, and I more care about whether I'm getting towards the enemies. So if there's a point where the two lines of fate intersect, I'm going to still go for it, regardless of the consequences. In that way, I am quite self-destructive.
Your line or one of our lines in the way of
I don't think it would be a friendly one, because it does quite often. It does say it's not reckless toward other people; it's expectations of yourself. So I don't think I'd end up killing you guys, but I definitely. Yeah, there would be that recklessness towards myself.
Essentially, in messing with the enemy's lines of fate, if you don't like rein yourself in and think for a second, you'd end up fucking your own line over as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got there's that, and in that way, the swapping of the consequences could be quite an effective strategy, because if I fuck up my line, you can switch it with one of the enemies that still has a line, and there you go. And so it's a bit of synergy in there. It's quite an interesting little party, isn't it? There's a lot of kind of focuses on fate, and
I've also thought as well, with your power, you would be able to essentially like, through using your ability, you would be able to like force me back downwards.
Yeah, it'd be like injecting it'd be like cooling.
So if I'm very obviously getting close to an overflow, you'd be able to just like lower that. And drag that back into the green.
But equally, in a similar way, you could have like an instant injection from, you could have an instant injection of excitement equally from the hope as well. Yeah. So you could be boosted and cooled.
So I could also be boosted into it as well. Yes. Yeah.
I think as well, on top of that, like, we're discussing the power at, like, the chink in the armor as if something goes wrong, it will hit back just as hard on me and the person. But we have somebody who stores luck. Like, we can change those odds to make sure that
and hand it out to us all.
Yeah, so we are the ultimate, like, we're gambling everything on it working, but if enough goes wrong and we make enough mistakes, we will all die. Because
we'll
all immediately be killed by the fact that it went wrong.
Exactly. Like
The
we
last
can make
survivor
one
of
or
such
two
a
errors
scenario
because
would
the
be
things can be
June.
chained. Yeah, exactly. You'd be the survivor because you'd be the one who, unfortunately, tried to swap the consequences, had them mutate too much, and just watched all three of us fucking slide.
Yeah.
Shredded.
Man.
So we all have anxiety.
Also, of course, with duplicating me, there'd also be the problem of if the copies are in the green and then we merge together, that would combine all of that rage, and now I am like an inch from the overflow.
Or in it. Yeah, exactly.
Undo.
There'd be a lot of managing that prior.
Yeah.
Also, it's just incredibly ironic. The whole thing about just like trauma and shit that it mentioned, and I'm the one who's like statistically the most likely to survive.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in the order of death, it's probably likely to be me, then Amin and Alex at the exact same time.
Most likely.
You'll both explode instantly.
I think maybe it would potentially be, because it would be a piece of me dying if he copied me. So it would be
but
you
that
first,
would,
then Amin,
essence,
then very
you might not
swiftly
immediately die,
afterwards
but you'd
me,
be very
because
instantly.
I would probably go immediately into overflow and blow myself up, and then June.
Yeah. So that'd be brutal. This was quite a fun exercise, actually. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did, but it's really fun.
That's gnarly.
Good content.
I've been holding on to this one image because I mentioned Sigma male disease earlier. I'm sorry.
Post it.
That was a
Just
while
post
ago.
it. It was a while ago.
I
but
know it was a
post
while ago. But like, considering you're the mushroom man, I just remembered this existed.
Sigma male.
Trigma male.
I know.
That's who I am. I am the rarest male type.
The rarest
God. He's like
as the architect, one of the rarest personality types, you know it's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
the DJ Khaled album suffering from success.
You are that. You actually know.
He's
Also,
wearing a
with
crown of
if we
mushrooms.
go to the aspect thing again,
Kind of are a little bit, you know.
a little bit.
Kind of does work, you know. You do suffer.
It works.
Well, no. Actually, it's the opposite because we don't.
Oh
suffer
no,
from
you
success.
suffer from minor
We-
inconvenience.
We shine in any success. Where like success is, it's like instead of rolling a dice now, it's every fucking event is a coin flip. Because if it goes wrong, we
it's
die.
either crit fail or crit success.
And that's how I live. That's how I live, guys. It's
Binary
straight up.
1 or 20.
Everything either goes really well or absolutely fucking terribly.
Yeah, well, this was
I
quite
love
fun. This is quite
how the
entertaining.
entire strategy just falls back down on the fact that binary luck is the decider for.
Yeah, it
necessary.
is. But like, there is also, of course, the skill factor involved of me regulating my emotions, Amin regulating his emotions, Arthur not being a fucking idiot and charging headlong into danger he definitely can't deal with alone. And then
Otherwise
there's the
said
binary.
as regulating their emotions.
I mean, yeah, but it's also more regulating his ability to judge threat.
Regulating my expectations of myself and managing things effectively and making sure we do actually succeed in the situation.
Yeah, there is definitely skill involved. But
No, I
it
know.
is-
Yeah, I just
it
think
is-
it's
but it
due
is
to that
also
it comes
our
down to.
ultimate
So what we're saying
ultimate
is
backup
we just need to hope
strategy
that we
is
don't
the
have a-
binary luck. The ultimate backup strategy is June, swap this shit.
Flip the coin.
Flip the coin.
I love. And I guess that could be.
Hello, my name's
Do they have
June.
artifacts?
Welcome to the show. Flip this bitch.
Flip this
Do the
bitch.
characters have like artifacts that are identical? Because I remember Vriska having the dice.
That was just a weapon. Is the thing though.
Okay. Well, in a
Remember
way,
someone having a full gun.
a weapon
Yeah,
could be.
multiple people have had full guns.
Fair enough. Thinking in an excellent kind of artifact for June would be a coin, and
It
you
would
could
just
have
be
it.
a
It's
coin,
like
yeah.
flip the coin from hand to hand signifies changing the aspect, changing the luck, or the
changing
like
the
literally, it's both luck. It's literally to do with luck and change, isn't it? A coin. It is literally a change.
It is
Change
literal
money.
change.
Change
it is
money,
just change. Yes.
So yeah, that works.
I will never forgive
especially
you.
well.
When I get charged pounds.
My weapon is a garrote. It's my own red line of fate.
No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
That's
You
fucking
literally, when you get like god tier power, essentially, you literally strangle people with your own red line of fate. And if something
It's
goes
just a red
wrong,
sword.
if that bitch snaps or whatever, fuck. Oops.
You've got-
Okay.
I guess I could have like I could have a whip or like and a sword, a whip and a sword. That works, doesn't it?
Yeah. For me, I don't really know what kind of weapon, what kind of weapon would thematically be best.
Honestly, probably just fists. I think you'd just beat the shit. I think it'd be
beat
fists
the
and
shit
curses.
out of people.
Fists and curses, you know.
These
I have
hands
no idea what weapon
have
I have.
power.
Let me think. What?
No,
Part of me
no,
feels
my,
like it would just be a boom box that played music.
I
that
think
is-
you
yeah,
might
that
have like a.
works, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just get. I mean, just beatboxes to beat enemies.
You can have
No,
a
it's
you can
him
have a fucking
rapping.
horn.
It's him rapping.
It's a mean rapping.
His
megaphone.
weapon and his way of channeling his aspect is through the art of him rapping.
I mean, let's hear it.
Hear what?
I was just like, I was hoping on the off chance you'd just go into a freestyle.
No, okay,
Oh,
but
fuck.
no, you
None
don't
of
got
my
it.
rap is happy.
You don't
That's
have
the thing. We're discussing Sylph of Hope, and none of my rap is hopeful.
Just
Well-
change it to a major key, idiot.
Just-
No, that's the word.
No. Amin, have you ever heard of a song called Pumped Up Kicks? It'll work. We just have to not listen to the exact words you're saying and just go on vibes alone.
Man, I love this song.
Man, I love this song.
Yeah.
okay,
like,
yeah.
No, in like the mid game, so to speak, my strategy for essentially getting people to activate my ability is, can you catch these hands? And if they say no, I go, lies, and beat the shit out of them.
Lies.
You have lied to me. Thanks. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I'd have like I'd have like the whip, the sword, and then sometimes just garrote people with the line. Actually, you know what would be quite good? Just like a large pair of scissors, actually, to literally try and cut people's red lines. That's my strat, to actually cut people's lines.
You have
Just
the
a big ass
scissor
fucking
blades.
pair of scissors.
You just have the
Okay,
scissor
hear me
blades.
out. Mine is, like, as we discussed, mine is rapping, but June mentioned beatboxing. Can mine literally be a box I use to beat people with? A
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
The
The
second
fucking.
specified.
It's just a fucking cube, just with a handle.
Straight up, just a cube
Cube with a handle. It's
it's-
just a metal
it's a
cube
cube
with a handle.
that does
falls-
drum machine sounds anytime it hits something, depending on the side it's hit on.
It falls under hammer kind, but it's just a big cube on a stick.
No, not even on a stick. It's got a handle on it.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
like
it's
a
like,
kettlebell.
it's
Like
like
those,
beating
like,
sheep.
leather
It's
hands.
like
So,
it's basically
so,
like beating people
real
with a
quick,
briefcase, but it's a really fucking wide briefcase.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a kettlebell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of
Real
experience tranquility, it's just experience hope.
Experience hope, and then you bash them over the head with a fucking cube.
And then it just starts playing the
hope you're
fucking
ready.
hammer music from Mario Bros.
Yeah. All right.
You enjoy.
All right.
Right,
Well,
I
I
had
think
one
that's
thing
it.
I
then.
wanted to
Yeah.
really
Oh, okay.
quick say about the coin.
Oh.
So what if it's like what if it just works on like a wager of like, I want this to happen, so I'm gonna flip a coin. If it lands on the thing I want it to land on.
I think you'd be guaranteed to succeed early, but I think the more you interact with something, the more likely it's about to be mutated and fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like
The luck just sort of
like,
slips out on occasion in a random direction.
Yeah. But I guess for the consequence thing, you could definitely flip the coin. If heads, it swaps. If tails, it's compounded and doubled or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, something like that. So basically, like,
Well,
either
this was very
A...
eye-opening.
Yeah,
It's quite
eye-opening,
fun.
very fun, good time.
Alright,
Thank you for the
yeah.
suggestions.
Yeah, this is a really good one. Let's
Yeah, this is fun.
Let's
leave it
get
here.
to that out. Let's get to that outro.
Oh yeah, outro time.
Yeah, outro
Oh
time.
yeah,
outro
shit,
time.
I
Arthur,
forgot we do
patience.
that.
Yeah, you forgot. If you liked
I
this
forgot.
video, you forgot. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you very much liked it and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. We upload episodes of Reading Homestuck every Monday or Tuesday, depending on your time zone, and we upload other things on Thursdays or Fridays, again, depending on your time zone. Other things like this video. You can also follow me on Tumblr, where I post things. Sometimes I am still trying to get better at posting things, but I don't have much to post about. You can also follow June on Tumblr and Instagram. June?
Yeah, you can follow me on Tumblr and Instagram. Fun things happen. Sometimes.
Sometimes not so fun things. But,
We
you know,
don't talk about those.
we don't talk about those. And
You
can
might
also...
you might have seen. Oh. Never mind. Never mind.
Never
I
mind.
was just gonna mention that fucking Rex Xenoblade post.
Fair. That's fair. You can also follow Amin in real life. Amin, where are you this week?
This week, you can find me on any soapbox preaching hope.
To gain more
that's
power.
wholesome.
That's wholesome.
Damn, I didn't
The
realize.
soapbox! The
Hold
soapbox is what you hit people with! That's the beatbox.
I love it.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on. We've got before we see you in the next video, we've got something
You were
else.
talking about rambling about, like, standing on a soapbox about, like, talking about hope, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I have to do this to you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Jude, to be honest with you, I really
No! No! Not him! Anything but him! We'll see you in the next video. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.